Oh, it's a sad song tonight. Oh, you can't even see my little guitar. I'm playing guitar as best I can. What up, you guys? It's time for another brain drain, and I'm out here playing Axe Your Cat. That is my official Guitar Hero guitar. Yes, it has a puppy on it. Yes, my daughter put it there many years ago. And I wish I could play guitar because I would sing a sad song if I had it right now. Yeah, if I had it right now, I'd sing a sad song. The Auburn Tigers are, of course, out, as you guys know, at the SEC tournament, 76-73 to the hated Arkansas Razorbacks. God, you guys know how I feel about Duke. I hate Duke and I hate Louisville, but God dang it, man. Can't stand Arkansas. Fuck. All right, guys. So let's hash this out. First of all, we got a lot of legends in the chat already. Cleveland Brown super chatted us already, telling us to stay hydrated. I've got plenty of Dasani here. They're not paying me, but they probably should, considering how much of their product I drink. Tonight, I will be drinking the Old Soul single barrel. This is delicious. 107 proof, as I recall. Yeah, 109 proof, sorry. And I really like this pour. I saw you, Taxman's going to be... No, I'm sorry. It was somebody else that was drinking something tasty. God dang it. How did I forget? Yes. This is a tough one, guys. A tough one because of how far they came back. Down 15 there early in the second half, and then they cut it down to 8 points at 10 minutes 12, 6 points at 9:41, 4 points at 8:20, 3 points at 3:28, 2 points at 3:04, 1 point at 2:47. They take the lead at 42 seconds to go on Al Flanagan's shot, and you're thinking all the way back, finally they're going to get this breakthrough. And then they had some problems and a couple things. The last two offensive possessions I'm not really okay with. Next to last possession, Wynn drives the lane. Not necessarily a problem there because he's pretty good at that. Does the wraparound pass, which I knew was going to come back into play because they had a couple of those happen early in the game that worked out great. And then the pass is just not good enough for Janai, and Janai isn't able to corral. That's a freaking turnover. Last play of the game, they run a really nice machination, as you would expect, because that's the way BP and his guys roll. They always have a good plan there at the end of a game when they're strategizing. But the ball goes to Wendell. And I just don't know if you've got the... I mean, if it's the big shot, do you want Wynn taking a three? That's my question tonight. I mean, jeez. I know Wynn... Look, man, he had a good game. Let's get over here to our main page, guys. Let's get over here to our main page. Wynn had a good game. I mean, reasonably good game. 11 points on 2 of 8 shooting. He was involved in the game a lot, though. KD was the star of this game, obviously. I mean, we know that. I thought Wynn was good, but doggone it. Let's get these super chats. Cleveland Brown reminding us, of course, to stay hydrated. Thank you, Cleveland Brown. For you. You're always here with us, and I love the panache. I love the passion you have for the show and for our site at auburnsports.com. Feel like a stranger said he was dadding earlier. Had to miss the second half due to dad life. I've been there. I know what you're talking about. It doesn't happen to me very often now, but that's not your fault. That's my fault. Looks like we rallied and fell short, and Flan woke up, and Jay Will did not. Much love, Drainers, Swoogans, and Tates. Feel like a stranger. Thank you very much. I don't even want to start in with Jay Will tonight. Jay Will was passive. He finished with 6 points, but did he have a rebound? He had 1 rebound. He played 30 minutes and had 1 rebound. He's your power forward. I know he's a non-traditional power forward, but still. 6 points and 1 rebound is just not enough for 30 minutes, guys. It's just not, and there's really not much else I can say about that particular issue, although we'll continue to talk about it all damn night. Pocket Watch jumps in, says, totally did not see that coming, War Damn Eagle. Anyway, you know how we feel about Pocket Watch. I mean, he's just an absolute stud. And really the best of us, honestly. Let's see. Ryan S. says, calling the hog might be the worst chant ever. Let me give you a freaking applause for that. I think I might hate that more than Rocky Top, which is a high threshold. It's a very high threshold, and I think I fucking hate it more. Calling the Hogs. Although you got to give them credit. I mean, they won the game tonight. They won the game. This was not some BS. They made key plays there at the end. They played great in the beginning and got it big on Auburn. They had a huge rebounding advantage throughout the entire game. Auburn never mitigated that. At one point, it was ridiculous. It was like 28-10 was the difference in rebounding. Credit to Arkansas. And I mean, gosh, man, this experiment of we're going to roll out there with a 5'9" point guard and a 5'10" shooting guard. Guys, come on, man. Like, this is not how it works. Oh, yes. Let's see. Ravine says fresh cut. I did just get the hair done today. Got a little cut and color, as the kids say. By the way, my man Hokinson, you guys know I love Justin Hokinson like nobody else. He's coloring his hair now. And I'm happy for him because I think it looks great, first of all. And second, I'm glad that the younger generation understands the value of coloring your hair as a male. You don't have to be a girl, first of all, and you don't have to be, like a stage performer. You can just be a regular working class dude like me. Let's say Hornatius says, Jay is guitar 0. Oh, you got me on that one, bro. Andrew Lee says, about to drink some Whistle Pig just because. Absolutely. If you like Rise, that's a good one, man. I don't like Rise usually. Easterwood over here flaunting what yeah, guys, Easterwood. I know this because I've been texting with him tonight, but he's flying right now. He's in an airplane. He's coming back from destinations unknown, west of Alabama, far west of Alabama. And he just watched the game via that kind of telephony, and now he's like going to get over here on the brain drain and talk smack about how we're all swoogans because we're just using landlines, and he's on that Learjet doing his thing. I mean, he's an absolute stud. We all know this. But, geez, man, do you have to just dunk on us like that? It's unbelievable. AU Taxman, one of our bunker legends, of course, and a bourbon legend as well, says Al should have taken that last shot. He was hot. I have to agree. I think that's the guy you go to there. Or Jalen, but not when from 3. I don't think so, AU Taxman. I know you're with me on that. Casa DP, another one of our legends from the greater Atlanta Metroplex. May be part of the... Wait a minute. Maybe part of the secession, or as they say on the bunker, the succession in North Atlanta. I don't know. But nonetheless, Cass, you threw me off with that. He says, Muscleman reminds me of the South Park Couric episode. A lot of people won't get that one. He is kind of that way, isn't he? He's kind of loud and small. God bless that guy. He's thin, I'm getting there. Ryan S. jumping in. Should have fed KD at the end. Also a solid choice. He was the hot hand. Bridgestone was rocking during the comeback. It really was. I could tell on TV. Ryan, of course, has relocated, and he's up that way now. Of course, a former Auburn football legend. One of my favorite linemen ever, in fact. Let's see. Tanner says he's sipping on 2-year-old Diet Mountain Dew. Cheers. Well, I like it when it's aged that way. Outstanding. Ravine also is on the camp that KD should have been taking that last shot. Keith F. Believes they should have given the last shot to Flanny, Jalen, or KD. I agree with that. Not when. We all knew that was coming. AU Taxman says, remember when Bruce said this was Jalen's team? Yeah, last year. Lately, he's been saying we go as when goes. There's a Vanderbilt fan. Oh, she must know the players or sister of a player. That's really the only Vanderbilt fans that exist, right? I'm not ragging on Vandy. It's a fine school, but, I mean, come on now. Easterwood, here he is. I'm on a plane sipping bourbon and watching the drain. Guys, seriously, it's like he's dunking on us. He's dunking on us and he's dropping things on our foreheads that we don't want there. Do you know what I mean? Nobody wants that there. Let's see. Poppy Clan says too much dead weight in the bench. Need a huge overhaul of roster. I think I agree with that. At least when we say huge, I guess we can kind of fuss about it. But yeah, I think this is not working. I mean, and I do think the coaching's been good, but I think the roster's not great. Today, God, things that stuck out to me, they never really trapped Wynn, which they did in the first game. And how did they finish 3-point shooting? They went 3 of 11. I think they were 2 of 16 in the first game. So they've only made 5 threes against Auburn this season in 80 minutes of play. What is that? 5 of 27. Reynolds W. jumping in says, I must tell you, happy with the effort, but so sick and tired of being the gracious loser to all of my SEC friends, the Arkansas people, the Bama people, and the Georgia people for basketball and football. That does happen. That is a tough part of it. Of course, you guys know that I hang out a lot with Denton's mom and dad. They are Alabama fans. They are Alabama graduates. And there's usually one comment I get, which I deserve, when Auburn loses, and Alabama probably won't. And you know how it is. I'm used to it with football just because of the way that Harsin put us all, you know. But with basketball, I always felt like Auburn was a cut ahead of Alabama. And at this stage right now, that is not the case. So that is a little bit tough. Let's see. Brad E says, I'm flying like a Leor dunk. And AU Taxman jumping in says, the thing about that last shot, of all the last shots, Wen's not the guy, but honestly, we don't have a guy. You know what? That's also a very fair way to put that, AU Taxman. You need to have that ace shooter like the Bryce, like the Jared, like the Choom, who could hit a three at 35% or better, maybe even 40. And they don't have that person. And they had him targeted, but they didn't get him. And so that's the deal. Sam H says, we suck, JG. Sam, of course, one of our channel legends and an absolute stud. Not sure I agree with that, but, you know, this team's not as good as we expected at this point. And there's really not much I can tell you that you don't already know. We're 32 games into this season, and we know what the deal is. They don't shoot enough. Defense is inconsistent. Sometimes it's really awesome. Sometimes it's ass. The shooting is generally bad. The rebounding is generally good, but not tonight. Usually you rely on Janai with just creative shots with his left hand to go in, and he didn't really have that tonight as much. Thought his effort was good. I thought Dylan played a solid game, if not better. Hit a free throw, which is a big deal considering he's like a 25% free throw shooter. Thought Wendell was okay. Thought KD was terrific. Thought this might have been the best game KD's played. He had a 45-second run where I wrote this shit down, man. He had the finger roll drive to to extend a lead. Extend a run, I should say. Steal, end-to-end drive, bucket, steal, and then while he's falling down, throws like a spinny pass with English on it that hits the ground and lands right into Allen's breadbasket, and he lays it in for an and one. That's 45 seconds of seriously LeBron James, Steph Curry type basketball. I mean, I know it's 45 seconds, but it was fucking amazing. He's got it. He had it tonight. I thought it was a really good game for him. Zepp, invisible again. One shot for Zepp. Only played 11 minutes. Minus 17 he was. Holy shit. Whew. I thought Al was good tonight. Al would probably get an A- for me. Hey, we'll just give out letter grades. Wendell, C. Jalen, D. Janai, B. Zepp, incomplete. Al Flanagan gets a B plus for me. KD gets an A for me. And then look at the bench, man. Trey Donaldson, no effect. Yo played a little bit, no effect, which you'd expect. Leor didn't really play much. Simo didn't play much. He was better in the 41 than he was in the 5. And then Dylan was solid, at least in the first half. So, oh, man. The rebounding was just too bad, man. The final tally is 37-19, which actually isn't as bad as I thought it would be. Because, again, they were down 17 early on rebounds. I just don't know how that... I mean, Auburn's not a small team. I mean, they're small at guard, but, Al's longish and bouncy-ish. Janai's a good rebounder. And usually, Jalen's at least a solid rebounder. Dylan's a good rebounder. I don't know, man. Poppy Clan says he gives Jalen a D-. That's probably where I'm looking, either F or a D-. I mean, he's a star player, man. For real, he's a star player on this team, and he's got to be better than that. Casa DP says Zepp and I scored the same tonight. Hayden H is jumping in. What's up, Hayden? He says, KD is the Tasmanian devil. I've always loved that comparison. He really is. He's insane on the court. And sometimes that's a great thing, and he's just really in gear like he was tonight. I thought he was really good. And other times he's just totally lost. And then there's other times when he's like a negative, where he's just an absolute like detriment to everything they're doing. He was definitely not that guy tonight, and he hasn't been that guy lately. I think BP has just finally got some control on KD as far as, dude, no, don't do that, Don't try to beat 6 guys off the dribble. There's only 5 guys on the floor. T-Roy Tiger, legend, absolute legend. Talk about marrying up. He says, with that rebounding effort, kind of shocked we had a chance to win, to be honest. You're right. I thought it was the team was very determined. And Coach West was saying in the postgame, I got to listen to just a little bit while I was doing the graphics for this. He was talking about the resilience this team's had all year long, and I do think this is a resilient team. Now, we can talk all the time about the roster construction and the obvious personnel shortages that we're dealing with here. I mean, everybody else has 6'3", 6'4 guards, and Auburn's got 5'10", 5'11", and it's a consistent issue for various reasons. Ball handling's an issue. Getting trapped is an issue. Rebounding can be an issue. You're just constantly playing at a minus there in certain ways. I mean, Wendell's not a minus all the time. He's a good player, but, I mean, sheesh. Are you Taxman? This is a great question. He says, how did Zepp get worse? It's just weird. Is it just a confidence thing? Yeah, Zepp is a great kid. And I think he's just so introspective, like when he has a bad game or he doesn't feel like he's living up to expectation, it just kind of gets him going in his head. And I think back to players like on the football field, players like Quentin Groves early in his career was like that, but he got over it. The linebacker from LaGrange, Georgia, Trey, I forgot his last name, kind of a short guy, but he was really mean. They called him the rolling ball of butcher knives. He was that way. He would really get affected by bad performances. I think in basketball it's tougher because you're so out there. When you're in football, you got a helmet on. I've always believed this. You got a helmet on, face mask. You're almost kind of like hidden. And I mean, we remember when people make bad decisions, and we'll certainly remember some of the things that happened last year, but I don't know. Mike jumps in and he says, have to give Bruce credit for 20 wins, no talent. Trey Blackman, thank you, Casa DP. Also, A. Taxman jumping in on that. Justin C. jumping in. I forgot about Trey Blackman's last name. Kanuman also. Thank you, guys. Yeah, no talent. I think no talent is I think that's a little rough, but I understand where you're coming from. Under-talented, I think is the right way to put it, because there are some studs on this roster, but there's also some spots, right, with like Simo. You're like, what's the goal here? Like, and if you go to practice, I'm able to go to practice, and I don't talk much about practice because they really don't want me to. That's kind of behind the scenes, and I'm not betraying any covenants by saying this. When you go to practice and you see Simo and you see the positivity and the way he drives players to either be better or when they're screwing around or doing something wrong, kind of jumping their ass. Ideally, you'd want a player like Jabari or Walker to be like that. Neither of them are very much like that. But on this team, it's Simo. I mean, Simo is like the leader in a practice, and he has a valuable role. You guys would also never believe that Stretch plays a big role in practice because he is the hardest working guy in practice every freaking day. And you guys are like, some of you guys would be like, Stretch who? I mean, he never plays. I understand. But in practice, I'm telling you, he gives it everything he's got every single day. Andrew Lee D jumps in with the super chat. Thank you, brother. I know you've been around hanging, and I'm glad to see you super chat. And says, meanwhile, Jabari just drained a clutch 3 to tie and stop. And had a stop on the other end to force overtime tonight. Missed that kid. Wow, that's great that he's stepping up, man. Going, I mean, he's in a tough situation in Houston, right? I mean, it's great because he gets to play a lot, but it's terrible because the team sucks ass and there's not really a leader on that team. So there's not like you can name anybody, Draymond, Steph, LeBron, anybody to shepherd him along. You're just kind of on your own, It's like John Franklin III said, man, sometimes it's just every man for himself. Oh, God, that made me laugh. John Franklin III, I'm telling you. Very underrated as to how funny that guy was. Really a joy to talk to. Not necessarily a joy to watch, though. Blake R. jumping in, the man who is not scared to rock that outfit, that tuxedo right there. This is JGT Ward Amigo, that little Nick Smith Jr. that didn't play the first game, was a difference maker. He sure was. Killed us. It's great to see KD play his best ball here in March. Win once again frustrated me. Yeah, Nick Smith, a guy that Auburn wanted so bad. So bad. Worked so hard and diligently for years to get him. It came down really to, I guess it was Auburn, Arkansas, Kentucky, and Overtime Elite. And he ended up picking Arkansas, which, respect to him. He's from out that way. Knuman reminding us that Trey Blackman's high school film when he played at Troup County, I believe it was jaw-dropping. That kid hit with every ounce of his body. He is the definition of a kid who played with reckless abandon. He really did, and he's a see-ball, hit-ball kind of guy, but here's the thing. When you're playing in college, it takes more than that. You love to have that intensity, and it comes in very, very handy, especially at linebacker, but other positions too on defense. But you've got to have that ability to kind of adjust based on what the offense is doing, and that's what Trey really struggled with, even though he was a very determined and very talented player. The other side of that coin is Joshua Bynes, right? Joshua Bynes is not the athlete that Trey Blackman is, but Joshua Bynes is everything mentally you're looking for in a linebacker, and he carved out an outstanding NFL career by my standards anyway. And I will always appreciate him and Craig for playing like 130 fucking snaps against Northwestern that year in the bowl game. They did not come out of the game, guys. They played an overtime bowl game in the up-tempo era in the Outback Bowl and never came out. Craig Stevens from Tallahassee, Florida. Two guys that are absolute studs, if you ask me. Blake, thank you for your super chat, bro. We love you. Whale Driver, who was begging to get the show started earlier on the bunker, he was like, just start it now, man. He had a feeling Auburn's going to lose that game. Says 20 wins and making the tournament is pretty good for a down year, War Damn Eagle. Was it a down year? Now we could look at it now and think it was. When they start out, what was it, 6-1 in the SEC? I thought, ooh, okay. And then things got a little haywire there late. The schedule got tougher, to be fair. You got to finish out Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky, or at Kentucky matters. I think the game that stings the most, though, aside from this one, is the Vanderbilt loss. I feel like Auburn's better than Vanderbilt. And getting swept by Texas A&M is weird. I know they finished second in the league or whatever, but shit. That team doesn't do anything for me at all. It just doesn't. And Auburn shouldn't have gotten swept like that. CF Bruce III says, had you told me pregame that KD would have scored 20, I would have guessed we won by at least 8. Disappointing drive home from the arena. First of all, I'm glad you were there, bro. I'm sure you were screaming your lungs out, and that's what I like to hear from you. Second of all, I agree with you completely. KD, usually when he has a great game, it's because other people are having great games and the pressure's off of him. Instead, the pressure was on him big time tonight, and he stepped up. He was huge. You almost feel like they wasted it, right, CF? You know what I'm talking about? It's like they wasted it. They wasted a great night from KD. Because Jalen gave you 0. Glennis C., my man, what's up? He says, great effort from KD. Yeah, not only just great effort, great play. He played, for KD, a damn near perfect game. He did all the shit that we wish he had been doing. All this time. He finally put together a really good game, and for that, I'm really stoked for him. I'm really, really stoked for him because he works really hard and he cares a lot. Philip M. jumps in. Texas A&M versus Kentucky will decide the SEC tournament. Interesting take. That is definitely two teams that are headed in the right direction. Kentucky's been playing some great basketball lately. D. Lucky says, the Canoeman just got here. D. Lucky in the chat. D. Lucky, in my opinion, was disrespected earlier tonight by some people in real life. I'm just speaking on my own personal opinion. D. Lucky, of course, a renowned and respected, well-respected youth basketball coach. Someone that if I had a son or daughter who wanted to learn the game, I would pay for private lessons with Coach Lucky. And in fact, I would probably let them go home with him and learn a little something from Mrs. D. Lucky, who could teach them a little bit about perseverance and stick-to-itiveness. Yes. She's very good at that. Stu Pup jumping in. He super chats us every single show. It's unbelievable, the streak. He's like the Cal Ripken of this, but better, you know. He's Auburn basketball 22-23, same crap, different day. He's a little frustrated, guys. He's been frustrated. And for good reason. I mean, I don't think anyone's out here is hating on BP, but it's like you kind of, after the shitty football season, you're expecting basketball to be really, really good. And this is our moment, right? To be like good at something again. And I know we still got gymnastics, and Greg Williams does incredible stuff with the horses, with equestrian. But this is it, you know? And then it just falls a little flat. They're still going to get in the NCAA tournament, and by Auburn standards, that's a great achievement. That doesn't necessarily happen a bunch. Justin C. jumps in with a super chat, says, haven't won a close game to the end all year. Is that true? Is that true? I'm trying to think of a game where they really operated well. Well, I don't know. They closed out the Tennessee game great. Now, they didn't necessarily win it at the very end, but they could have lost it had they not operated so well at the end of that game. Ole Miss game is so long ago I don't remember it, but it was a close one. Mismanaged the Vanderbilt game, crushed Missouri, wasn't a contest, lost at home to Alabama for some reason. At A&M was not handled well. Tennessee was not handled well. Georgia was at home was a blowout. At Georgia was not handled well. West Virginia not handled well. Texas A&M at home not handled well. At South Carolina, you know, I think you're right, bro. Now that I think about it. And I got to work through all these games to remember them. It's either a blowout or a close loss, isn't it? For the most part. Patrick J says we beat Florida in a close game. You're absolutely right. That was one. But you got to go back to December for that one, right? It's been a while. That's so interesting to me. And it's a great point, Justin C., because this team, I mean, Wynn's not some newcomer. He's not some freshman, rookie. He's played here 2 years and had a year playing like 35 minutes a game at Eastern Kentucky. KD ain't young. Janai ain't young. Jalen certainly isn't young. This is a team that should be operating better. Christian M. remembers Trey Blackman, says he's a little ball of hate. Stripped Chris Leak and the Gators of that win. That's good stuff right there. Dwayne P. says, play for last shot and Auburn wins, but dumb basketball as usual showed up, thinking that machination for win was not ideal. I think we would agree to that. Yeah, I think you're right about that. Poppy Clan reminds us that Bynes won a Super Bowl with the Ravens. Stud. Corey Dubb in the house. Corey, well, this is the off week, isn't it, for you? I was wondering if I was going to see Corey and his lovely wife tomorrow. Probably won't, though. Corey's one of my favorite wingmen when we party. Absolute stud, that guy is. And his wife. She's not a stud. She's a legend, but she's pretty incredible on the party scene as well. Kaduman says, got to see if I could find Trey Blackman's high school film on the YouTube machine. It was absolutely incredible, if I'm remembering correctly. No, you're not wrong. This is before I got on here at auburnsports.com. But I remember talking to Jay Lee about it back then, and he was like, you're not going to believe this kid. Like, he's just the most insane player I've ever seen on a football field. And I think in high school he was. Let's see. Mike says, what are you drinking? E.H. Taylor here. Ooh, that's a good choice, brother. I tell you what, I want to have some of that just because I want to be like you. But Old Soul 109, this is this single barrel. They have this at my ABC right now, which is great. I think it's 50. It's high 50s, which is a little on the high side, but it's at least the good news is that it's a good bourbon. Let me get that E.H. Taylor. I'm going to have some with you. Oh, geez. It's behind our Blitz board, guys. I don't know. Let's see if I can pull this off. Okay. All right. Got him. Look at there. I got that E.H. Taylor. Hell yeah. Somebody tried to call bullshit on me. Like a few shows. I don't know. Like it's been a few months probably. They said, I don't think you actually got E.H. Taylor in there. Well, guess fucking what, huh? What does that look like, huh? Yeah, that's what it looks like. That's what I'm talking about. Have a little bit of that. Sorry for the cussing, guys. I need to cut down on that. But Mike, great idea. Great idea. Cassidy P says Zepp is to basketball what snakes and sparklers are to fireworks. So in other words, you're saying this right here.
Sometimes it may be good, sometimes it may be shit.
Let's see. Andrew Lee says, do J-Dub, let's see, and Wendell not get along. He had chances to spread the ball out to Jalen, and it was like there was a force field around J-Dub tonight. No looks, just me. No, I don't think that's what it is. I mean, I don't know, though. I don't have those conversations. But Jalen is such a low-key guy. And he strikes me as someone who is popular in the locker room. Like the other day I was at practice, and I think this was Monday or Tuesday. I don't remember which one. And yeah, it was Tuesday. So they practiced early, and they were going to go to the pool a little bit after practice just to kind of relax because they had practiced a long time. And it was Jalen that was kind of coordinating that effort and making sure everybody knew about it. So my guess is that's not what it is. I think it's something else. Somebody said they got a dip. Who is dipping? First of all, CF, what's up? Says, you need to ask Cardwell about his pregame cartwheel during warm-ups. Holy shit. Did that really happen? I want to know about that. Talk about a rolling ball of butcher knives right there. Hornatius apparently has got a dip. He's got some stuff to do. He's just got to play some of that there. Hogwarts, the new video game. All right, Hornatius. Appreciate you jumping on. I know this is an unusual night for us to be doing this Thursday night. We don't do much of Thursday night streaming, do we? But it's fun. Glennis, what up, man? He's got a little super chat coming through. Cheers to a 10 seed in the dance, JGT. Yikes. It might be what it is, though. In fact, Glennis, I think you're probably right. I think it's going to be a 10. Here's some E.H. Taylor, though, coming in. This is in deference to my man Mike, who was having some earlier. And anytime somebody says they want to have some, well, by God, we'll all do it together. So, shots up, guys. NCAA tournament is going to happen. Auburn's going to be in. So we're going to have that to look forward to, and that's going to be fun. But I don't think we're going into it with a lot of confidence, right? I mean, when you go into the NCAA tournament as a 10 seed, like, you're just hoping for another day, man. There's no scheming. There's no plotting. There's no, I hope we get this bracket or this region or whatever. You just fucking go and you just try to win the next game. And there's people that will say, yeah, when you're a number one seed, it's like that. No, I'm telling you. I covered Kentucky in the 90s. They did not look at it that way. Okay? They would go like 31-2, and they would like go into the tournament wanting to be here, here, or here, and playing this team or that team. So you just kind of go in there, and there's an outside chance Auburn could be in the first four, which I think would be kind of cool, actually, but it makes it really hard on you to win, you know. In fact, you know what? You think about it now, that almost seems like something that could happen. It would be a chance for them to kind of get at Bruce. I do think the NCAA tries to get at Bruce, honestly. I feel like when they have an opportunity to do it, they do it. That's just my opinion. I mean, look at the shit they put on them in the 19 tournament, right? They were like, we'll put Auburn in the region with Kansas, North Carolina, and fucking Kentucky. Yeah. Peace. You know what I mean? And then he beat him anyway. That's funny. First of all, Turtle, I did see your new name. I was hoping it would have faith in it, but I did notice, and I appreciate you being here, bro. Thank you. Flight Reacts has a bionic neck. It says, we used to be known for a good basketball team. Now we're nothing. Wait a minute. Whoa. They're getting in the NCAA tournament, dude. It's not nothing. Oh, that's tasty. A little softer on the front end, though. It's one of the things that I've got an issue with now. I haven't drank as much bourbon as I have in my life. There's a lot of really soft bourbons out there, like on the front end. I'm looking at you, Basil Hayden. I'm looking at you, Jeffersons. I'm looking at you, Mictors. Very, very soft on the front end. I like a front end that pops a little bit, and this E.H. Taylor does. Actually, the Old Soul does as well. The 109 proof does. Let's see. Ravine wants to know, who was that team we beat in a close game in Cancun? Shit, I couldn't remember the Ole Miss game from like 3 weeks ago, much less that. Let me see which game you're talking about. Northwestern is probably the one you're thinking of. Yeah, that's exactly the one you're thinking of. Northwestern ended up being a good ball club. 21-10. They kind of shit the bed there late in the season. Lost to Illinois, Maryland, and Penn State back-to-back-to-back. Beat Rutgers in the season finale, regular season finale. And they've got Penn State tomorrow night. They're probably going to get in the tournament, I would imagine. So yeah, that was a good win for them ultimately. At the time, we were thinking Northwestern, who gives a shit, you know what I mean? But they were pretty good though. Call me Biscuit, what's up, man? Says bourbon aerobics. That's what I'm talking about. Patrick J says, when will BP catch more flack for his lack of success in the SEC tournament? No, I think he has, bro. I think he gets some now, honestly. I mean, there was a lot of bunker chatter tonight about SEC tournament. Here we go again, you know. And you're right. I mean, they had the incredible run in 19. And I know everybody will say this, but I mean, the 20 season they were going to do some stuff. I mean, that team was good, and just kind of got shut down by Dr. Fauci. I'm just kidding, man. I'm not into that. I just thought I was saying that to stoke fires. Corey Dubs says, does Zep have 30 points for the season? You know, I know you're kidding, but to be honest, let's see what he's done this year. I mean, not many. You're probably not that far off. I mean, no jokes aside, bro. The Ken Palm site doesn't really tally up numbers as much, but in the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 12 games, he has 19 points. He has 19 points in the last 12 games, Corey. You're not far off. I mean, sheesh. Philip M. says, Auburn losing to Alabama, lost to the Aggies in the SEC basketball championship. At least Auburn could have played spoiler. I mean, that would have been great, yeah. Luke says, we just can't close games. KD should have taken the last shot. I think I agree with you, bro. Somebody should have. I mean, it could have been. I thought Al was shooting well tonight. KD was certainly shooting well, like you said. And I generally don't mind Jalen taking tough shots. Wendell's not the guy that I would want doing that. Kanuman jumping in says, any night is a good night to drain. I was talking earlier that we don't do it on Thursdays very often. Smash the like button. Thank you. We've only got 22 according to me, even though we've got 55,000 people watching. Unbelievable, Kanuman. Thank you for that. Let's see. Ravine says, if you're in the tourney, you can win. Ask St. Peter's. Excellent. Yes, sir. And also, I'm thinking about George Mason, about 12, 15 years ago, was a team that was kind of like Auburn. I think they were a 10 seed in that tournament, got all the way to the Final Four. I'm not saying Auburn's going to get the Final Four, but I'm saying you get in, you got a chance to play. You know what I'm saying? It's like me, Trancy, when I was an undergrad at Transylvania University, you go to the Chi Formal, you're on the field. And then you're there. The hot chicks are there. Now you just got to close. By the way, administrative assistant is a Chi Omega, so it's all good. James Smith says, I'll take a shot of this Jefferson's Ocean, for you, JG. Cheers. JM, my man. I wish I had some to share with you. I do have some Ocean Aged at Sea sent to me by a bunk. People just send me things sometimes, and it's incredible. It's probably the best part of the whole job, honestly. Michael N., speaking some truth on Zep, he says a great defender should be used situationally. Zep forces us to be a 4-on-5 offensively, and it's not efficient. You're right. He's definitely a defensive specialist. I don't know why he's not better on the offensive end. We were talking about this earlier. What happened? What happened? He was, I mean, he wasn't ever like a star player last year on the offensive end, don't get me wrong, but like he shot well, percentage-wise. He was a good player last year, and we all thought, okay, he'll have more opportunities this year. He'll be an even better player, and he's been worse. Evan H. jumping in with his first super chat. My man, we're going to give him an applause for that. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you doing that for me. He says, this is looking too far ahead, but do you see Wynn being a sixth man next year with Aiden coming in? Well, Evan, that's a great question. I see Wynn as a number one option at another school is what I think is going to happen. That's just my opinion. I don't know that there's room for everybody with Aiden Holloway coming in, who's been described to me as the perfect BP point guard. Plus, you've got Trey. I love Trey as a backup. I love him. Give him another year of just scrimmaging, of practicing, of doing all that. And I think he's going to be a terrific backup. I don't think Trey's going to be an All-American, but I do think he's a valuable, useful player. Not as much right now, although he's been steady the second half of the season. I think he'll be a nice compliment for Aiden, and I just don't see where Wynn fits in. I mean, he's a good point guard, but he's not a great point guard, and he's definitely not a shooting guard. So, I mean, you could think maybe he could make that transition like Tony Delk made when he was at Kentucky, where he's a point guard as a freshman. I don't know, Tony Delk was like fucking 5'11" or something like that. Wasn't a point guard. He could play shooting guard because he was super quick. He could penetrate, and ultimately he ended up being a pretty good three-point shooter, even though he was ass as a freshman. You can kind of get around it a little bit if you've got some special skills, but I don't think Wynn has those. So to me, he's a point guard only, and I just don't think he fits in great with what Auburn's going to be doing in the future. Plus, then you've got the two guys coming in. Tahad Pettiford's going to be coming in as a point guard, or he could play two. He can't play combo. And then Phylon, who's just a straight-up, made-to-order, badass, legendary point guard, a lot like Anthony Black is for Arkansas right now. So I think he leaves, man. That's my opinion, Evan. And thank you for super chatting, bro. And thank you for being part of the show. JM, of course, corrected me on the Jefferson's Ocean Aged at Sea. Yes, that's a good bourbon. I don't like Jefferson's as a rule, but that one's hotter. I think Jefferson's generally the Jefferson Special Reserve is just too soft on the front end for me. It tastes too much like water. It's a low proof. There's not much there. But the Ocean Aged at Sea, particularly the barrel strength one, now you got some bite to it, and I think it's pretty damn good. Casa DP, who knows his bourbon, a man who knows his bourbon, and his horse racing. By the way, I did watch Forte in that Fountain of Youth, and he was insane. He's definitely going to be the odds-on favorite now, right, for the Derby. We do talk about horse racing approximately 20 seconds per show because it's a real passion of mine. But, Forte looked really, really good last week. Thank you for that. He says, any eligibility left for Samir or McCormick? Can we get a laugh for that, guys? Assuming no, how much transfer activity on guards from the offseason? Let me bounce over here. Great question, Cass. Let me get our basketball roster up here. And, okay, some attrition. So, to me, Zepp's going to be leaving, obviously. I think Flanagan's going to be gone. He can come back, but I think he's going to go pro. I do. And if he has to go overseas or he has to play in G League, he'll do it. I think he's a good player. I think he's a stud? No, but I think he's a great athlete. He's very coachable. He cares. Smart kid, good basketball IQ. Like he's good. So to me, Zepp's going to be gone. Flanagan's going to be gone. It sounds like Stretch is going to be gone. And then you kind of have to wonder about some of the other ones. Simo, does he move on to like South USF or somewhere like that? I think Jay Will's coming back. Yo, I think, is coming back. I think Westry's coming back. KD's an interesting case. I don't know. There's at least 2 gone. Probably 3, possibly 4 is what I'm seeing here. Which gives you some room because Aiden's the only one coming in. So you've got potentially, 2 or 3 guys in the portal. And they know that they need portal help. They know that. This is not you and me just kind of spitballing here. They know. I've had the conversation. Y3 says it's almost as if Pearl handcuffs himself. There is some truth to that statement, honestly. They missed on some guys, man. I hate to say it, but it's the truth. They really wanted Eric Stevenson, who's at West Virginia, who played great against them, 30 points in the game against Auburn. He's had a really good year for West Virginia. They really wanted Terrence Shannon, who I don't think he's. Let's see what kind of year Terrence Shannon has had. He plays at the University of Illinois in Champaign, Illinois. He is their absolute number one stud player. He shot 33% from 3, 53% from 2, which is great for a shooting guard. And, he had a good year. I mean, his typical 9 is like 21 points. Great free throw shooter. Yeah, they really wanted that kid, too. If you guys want to take a look at his stats later, do it. Terrence Shannon from Illinois. And, I mean, the kid at Tennessee, the shooting guard at Tennessee, they tried to get, too. They just didn't get him. And so it left them stuck. And the weird thing about it was Eric Stevenson and Terrence Shannon, I can say, because I know what the fuck's going on, they didn't come here because they saw the roster and they thought that's too many dudes. Talking about Zepp, talking about KD, talking about Al, who was a problem. I mean, he's a good player. And looking at SEMO, they were like, well, if those 4 guys are here, shit, I'm not going to have a chance. And they're all like, you'll have a chance. And they're like, no, you got 4 guys coming back. Now, are you going to be in the same spot again? I don't think Al will be back. I've got questions about when. I got questions about KD. I mean, just have to see how this plays out. But still got the NCAA tournament ahead, so we'll see what happens. Let's see. AU Taxman says Mrs. Taxman is also a Chi Omega. Trey Alexander, Justin, thank you. Trey Alexander at Creighton is another situation that kind of came up. That is not a guy they missed on. They signed him out of a high school. I believe he was from Cassidy or Heritage Hall in Oklahoma City. They signed him. They got him. And when they added KD Johnson, the grad transfer or whatever, the portal transfer from Georgia, he wanted to back out of his NLI. And they gave it to him. He was scared of the competition, and he went to Creighton, and he's been good. So Justin C., absolutely, that's another name we got to talk about. And I'm wrong to have not. I am wrong for having omitted him, so thank you. We do love some Chi-O's, AU Taxman. My daughter's a Chi Omega as well. So, we're kind of living that owl life, if you know what I'm talking about. Canoeman says that Alpha Tiger is also a Chi Omega. Sam H. Simpson, channel legend Sam H., I should add. He should always have that tag on him. He says, I just want this season to end. Sam, come on, bro. They could still win 3 or 4. You never know, man. Of course, D. Lucky says, I don't think you've got long, Sam. Baggy said something really funny to me the other day. My friend Josh Moon, he said something like, I'm not saying you're the dumbest guy, but the roll call sure ain't long. That was pretty funny. I don't know. Let's see. AU Taxman says Jefferson's. I was ragging on Jefferson's earlier. He said their finished rye is money. Money, money, money. All right, cool. JG doesn't like rye very much, but Mrs. JG does love rye. So she loves rye with a Diet Coke. I'm going to tell you something, AU Taxman. I think I may have mentioned this, but I hope that I didn't, or maybe I did. That Bardstown Bourbon Company wood finishing project, the one that's like the West Virginia Barrel Company or whatever, it's got like a wooden looking label, is so bad that I begged Courtney to use it as a mixer on her Diet Coke. It's like $100 bottle, which I'm generally not a fan of doing, but yeah. Glennis says, how about Widow Jane 10-year aged? I have heard good things about this. I have not had it myself. I believe that whiskey is out of New York. And I am a Kentucky snob, Glennis, because I'm from Kentucky. My wife's from Kentucky. I don't know. I just kind of grew up drinking Kentucky bourbon. And I make occasional, I dally sometimes in Tennessee's. And in fact, this Old Soul is, it's aged in Mississippi, but, it's from various places. Sometimes you got to make adjustments. Long story short, no, I haven't had it, but I've heard good things. Let's see. Turtle wants to know, AKA busted can of biscuits. I know I got a kick out of that the other day, and Courtney did as well. Pretty damn funny. Says, can MLB hurry up and get started, please? Yes, I'm in a bunker baseball league this year, and I hope that I can not suck. That would be great. Let's see. Knuman says, J-Well coming back would be huge. Do you not think, well, he doesn't think that SEMO will be back, and I agree. I just think there's, look, guys, I mean, they got to get in the portal. I think they have a good base. I really do. I like Janai a lot. I mean, we all do. I mean, I really want to see what Chance can do. I mean, that's just a lot of opinions. Justin C. jumps in again with the Trey Alexander. I'm so glad that you were there for that because I forgot about that. And also, he mentioned that Desi Sills is shooting 44% from three at Kansas State. Now, a little bit different at Kansas State. When he was trying to come here from Arkansas, which he wanted to come to Auburn, he was committed, they couldn't get him in because of his major didn't track well with Auburn, essentially. Same thing that happened with Grayson McCall, both here and at Florida. Desi went to Arkansas State and then graduated from Arkansas State, and then he went to Kansas State because that's a different deal. When you graduate, it makes things a lot easier to get you into school as a graduate student versus finishing out a undergraduate degree. Does that make sense? And that is the reason I think Grayson McCall will be the quarterback at Auburn next year, because I think he's going to graduate from Coastal, and I think the hurdles that he would have not been able to overcome to get into Auburn, I think he'll be able to do that once he's a graduate student at Auburn. One man's opinion. Let's see. Corey W., whose opinion I care about very much, says the Widow Jane is very available here, which it is, and he says it's very good as Eagle Rare. I'm going to have to try that. Ravine wants to know where a double A is. Let me see if I can track her down. This is kind of a unusual time because it's a Thursday night show. And the administrative assistant runs a very popular, very esteemed child care center here in the town that opens at 6:30 in the morning. And so she's got to be there at like 6 in the morning. And so it's a lot of times she doesn't stay up late during the week. She is very good at changing gears during the weekend and getting into the late night, as Corey W. can stand behind. He knows. AU Taxman says the Widow Jane 10 years always in stock. Oh, that was AU Taxman. I thought it was Corey. My bad. Boy, if AU Taxman is giving the Widow Jane 10 the thumbs up, then I'm good, man. That's all I need to know right there. Mike W. says, I will check out Old Soul. If you do, I strongly suggest you find one of the special Old Souls. So this is a single barrel. It looks a little different than the regular Old Soul. It's got like the blue, like piping, I guess. And the regular Old Soul, I think, is 90 proof. And to me, it's so-so. This stuff, 109 proof, is way better. And then I got a store pick at the bottle shop in Columbus, Georgia. It's like instead of this light color, it's like a dark blue color with gold Old Soul. Holy shit, that was really good. That was the best one I've had. So if you ever see that, that's what you want to do. I drove all the way to Columbus, Georgia to get that. That's how much I cared. And they don't pay me for that. I just go because I love it. I have to say, pound for pound, that's the best bourbon store I've found ever. I mean, Justin's House of Bourbon has more stuff, but they upsell it so much, it's ridiculous. I don't even know if they're still open after that raid they had like 2 or 3 months ago. But Bottle Shop, you roll in there in Columbus, Georgia, and they have so many store picks. I bet they have 10 at a time, maybe more. And then they're stocked full. Those of you who live in Columbus, Georgia, are very lucky to have that. Woo Pig 00 says, Woo damn pig. We're going to give you one of these right here for this one.
Sometimes may be good, sometimes may be shit.
We do appreciate you jumping in the show, though. And fair play. Arkansas won that game today, and they deserve it. They played better than Auburn, and they finished better than Auburn. So that's all there is to say about that one. Let's see. Turtle says, I'm also cooking some pig for them biscuits. There we go. Stefan says there's a damn good Mexican restaurant next to the bottle shop. I did not know that. I went there at like middle of the day, to kind of see what they had, and I was blown away by how good it was. DP jumping in here. Looks like he's got to bounce here in a second. Got to run. A lot of people have work tomorrow. I get it, man. Let's figure out a post-NCAA tournament Burma drain. Be well, be beautiful, be you drainers. DP signing out. What a legend that guy is. Unbelievable, man. Boy, it means a lot when DP's around. He went to Keelan for the Breeders' Cup, first of all, which I really wanted to go, but just wasn't in the cards for me. But he and his wife went and got me some stuff. More than I expected. So, absolute stud. And when I was like, hey, man, I want to pay you for that, he's like, stop, please, don't do it. D. Lucky, interesting idea here. This is a guy who coached a lot of basketball in his life. Says, we got a box of basketball parts and tried to put together a team. Surprising that the weaknesses never really got addressed for them to get better. Interesting. Very interesting. Something to think about. I'm not sure you can fix them, though. Like the lack of excellence at two guard, you can't fix once your roster's locked, right? Michael wants to know if I can give him a bottle of Johnny Walker Black Label. Get out of here, bro. No, I'm not going to do that. I'd be happy to re-gift you one if somebody ever gave me that. I mean, jeez. Why would we do that? I recently did a video. I don't even know if it's up yet. I did a show for our friends at the On to Victory. You guys know it's the NIL fundraising arm for Auburn University. And I did an hour-long show with the one and only Jason Campbell. It is out today. It came out to very little fanfare. If you look on YouTube tonight or tomorrow or whenever, just look them up as On to Victory. It looks like their handle on YouTube is On to Victory NIL. They have 26 subscribers, and I'm one of them. They just posted it yesterday, my show with Jason Campbell, where we interviewed Ike Irish, BP, and somebody else. I cannot remember who it is. It's unbelievable, man. And it's just out now. It's my pleasure, of course, to serve my friends at On to Victory, which include Brett Whiteside and others. And if you ever have a chance to check that out, might as well. AU256, one of our North Alabama guys coming in, says, we live draining fraternity calms me down during football games. That's a very interesting idea. I didn't think the live shows went great for basketball when we did them a few years ago, but I am open to it. I am. Now, last year at the NCAA tournament, I went, but we had kind of a different staffing situation then than we do now. So, I don't know, man. I think we're going to stay and do shows. I don't know if we can do them live on the show. We can definitely do them if we want to, but I don't think basketball works as well in a drain concept. But I'm totally open to it. Maybe I'll put up a poll on the bunker, and we'll see if people are interested in that. Because if you guys are, I mean, I'll do it. I'm here for you guys. I mean, if the legends want that, if the viewers want that, then we'll do it. And we'll just kind of roll through it. I enjoy watching basketball. I've watched a lot of basketball. I've had a passion for basketball my whole life. I grew up in a home where my dad's a graduate of University of Louisville. My mom worked at University of Louisville. They grew up in the 60s and 70s. My dad roomed with Wes Unseld. Yeah, I mean, I was in a basketball family. We watched U of L basketball. And then I went to UK. Actually, my dad went to undergrad at a school called Center College, and I went to their arch rival, which is Transylvania University. And then for graduate school and doctorate, he went to U of L, and then I went to their arch rival, U of L. Kind of funny. Kind of funny how that works. I didn't do that on purpose. I like my dad. Whale says, do you have any idea who you might send to the tournament? Absolutely. It's going to be Stoltz is going to go for sure, and then we may send Henry as well to help him. I'm going to hang back and do football and this, and then BMAT's going to do football and baseball, and then Caleb is going to hang back and do recruiting and softball. Because of the way football recruiting works right now, Auburn does all of its recruiting in the spring on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and they take the weekends off. And before anybody gets like fussy about that, remember these guys have been recruiting their balls off for like every minute since Hugh showed up. They already have the relationships established, and they've already got a really good idea who they're after, and they've already had them here at least once. So I mean, they're up to date. Believe me on that. Brad E jumps in. I hope he's not still on the. He's probably still in the Learjet. He says, "Take a shot for every made Zep bucket." That's like the anti Hornatius right there, right? Double shot, nerd. Justin Z jumps in and says, "What's the ceiling for this team, JG? Sweet 16?" Yeah, I mean, that's definitely the ceiling. I mean, shit, I don't know. The ceiling, you could get the Elite Eight or even the Final Four if you get the right breaks. But realistically speaking, yeah, I think they can get to the Sweet 16 if it's the right bracket. But they're going to go in as a 10 seed, so they're going to have to start off by beating a 7 seed. You just have to hope you get somebody that's like not awesome in that range. You know what I mean? Let me take a look at, according to KenPom.com, and he doesn't break down like seeds, but let's think. If it's a 7 seed, it's going to be someone who in the KenPom ranking, and I'm just eyeballing it here, would be someone who's in like the 24 to 34 range, right? So these are teams like Texas A&M. Wait, they're better than that, aren't they? 7? Yeah, it'd be a little higher. It'd be like 20, let's say 28 to 35-ish. 28 to 38. So Michigan State, Boise, Indiana, Memphis, Illinois, USC, Virginia, Rutgers, Iowa, Oregon, Oklahoma State, Miami. Those are all teams that are like in the 18-win to 22-win range, somewhere in there. You know, it's all matchups in that case. I mean, I don't know fucking shit about Boise, you know. Indiana, you know, they're going to have some big dudes. Memphis, they're going to have shooters. Illinois has got Terrence Shannon. I mean, Auburn's already played USC and lost that game. They got athletes. I would absolutely love to play Virginia again because they're turds and I'd like to see them go down. So, I don't know, man. Northwestern's probably in that range as well. Possibly the Providence Friars. Teams like that. You're going to have to beat a team like that, and then you're going to have to beat a team that's somewhere in the upper echelon, probably. Unless there's an upset. So you're looking at somebody like a Tennessee, Purdue, Gonzaga, Kansas, Texas, Arizona, somebody like that. I mean, guys, look. It happens. Mike W. says he's in a bind. Just texted Brandon Miller to bring me his piece. It's not funny, guys. Don't joke about it. Turtle says, JGT, do you see the little fella from Turd Town whining about the possibility of having to play a tough schedule? Now, hold on. You know I'm not a Bama sympathist here, okay? I'm not. But it looks like they're going to get Auburn, Auburn, Tennessee, and LSU. Like, that is a tough roll. Because Auburn, at least in that third spot, is going to get Vanderbilt. And they're getting LSU. Like, holy cow, man. It is tough. And I know they've been really good. And I know you want to see Alabama wilt a little bit. I get it. But that is a tough task, man. And I do want to remind you guys, I don't know if you guys follow Dave Bartu on Twitter. He's one of the actual people that I actually do like on Twitter. He has a thing called the Football Matrix that he does. It's a lot of statistical analysis of things that happen in football. Nick Saban has won a whole lot of football games, and he's had a whole lot of success, and I happen to think he's a stud. I think that there's been a total, since his first year, of 2 games where he took the field with a team that was less talented than the team across from him, and he lost both of them. The bottom line is that Nick Saban recruits at such a high level that he takes the field every damn time almost against inferior teams, and he wins a lot. That is to his credit. The recruits don't just fall out of the sky. He has to go get them. And he has to convince a lot of players who are outstanding at the same position to come and play alongside each other. When he had Jalen Hurts, and he had Tua Tagovailoa, and he had Mac on the same team. He's brilliant at that. But he also goes to war every single time with a team that's stacked. The chips are stacked in his favor. So, yeah, he gets pissed off when he has to face teams that maybe have a better team than he does. LSU, Tennessee's recruiting at a very high level. Obviously, the new guy from Notre Dame's doing a great job at LSU. And then Auburn, I don't know if he's scared of Hugh Freeze, but he knows Hugh Freeze is going to recruit players. I know he's going to do that. You know he's going to do that. You know Auburn's roster is going to be it already is a hell of a lot better than it was. It is rich, though, Turtle. And he's also pursuing legislation that slows down the pace of play. In the interest of the kids, of course. It's all about the kids. We call that safety. Yeah. We call that safety. Andrew L. says, we've played LSU, Bama, and UGA every damn year. Get over it. And for a few years there, it was Clemson as well. No one's ever accusing Auburn of ducking anybody on the schedule now. Auburn walks the walk when it comes to playing a tough-ass schedule. That's one of the things I love about Auburn. There's no wimping out. Auburn absolutely brings it on the schedule. So when they do challenge for a national title, they've done it. They have earned their position. It's not any of this backdoor Cincinnati bullshit. You know what I mean? Although, to be fair, in the SEC, you can't really bullshit your way through it now. I mean, the way that it works out. I mean, as much as I hate it, you got to give Georgia credit. I mean, they've these last two national titles, dude, they were the best team in the country. They recruited great. They developed players well. And they won a lot of games. And it pisses me off every damn day. But it is what it is. You got to give them credit. I think that Hugh Freeze is going to take Auburn to new heights. I do. Not necessarily new, because Auburn's won national titles, but you know what I mean. Obviously, we're going to forget Brian Harsin as quickly as possible, although on the rundown, we love talking about all this silly stuff on Instagram. I think he realizes that it's going fast. You know what I mean? I think he realizes it's just like, I mean, he's got a bunch of money, so he's Gucci, but I mean, you know, at the same time, like, dude, 5 years ago, that guy was like the toast of the town, you know? And now he's just like, who? Who? Knuman says, wait, Cincy is into the back door? Andrew L. says, okay, with all that said, if we have a perennial Vandy, will that wink in our case if or when that ever happens again? I don't think so. I mean, because you're still going to have Alabama, Georgia, and all these fuckers in the West, right? Well, they're going to, I guess they changed that up a little bit, but I mean, I guess there could be a weird year where you're playing like a bad state team and a bad Ole Miss team, and they're not bad right now. Ole Miss is good right now. Mississippi State's, you know, iffy, but they're solid. We'll see how this new coach does. But it always changes. You know, John Cohen was telling us that a couple weeks ago that, you know, be careful what you wish for. Now with Vanderbilt, you feel pretty good about it. But let's just say you were kind of gambling for like, or you were trying to negotiate who was going to be that third team. If you're the Auburn AD, and let's say your choices are like, you know, Florida, which sucks most of the time, but they've been better. They've had some good years too. South Carolina. I mean, they've kind of been a pain in the ass lately, haven't they? You think about a team like Tennessee has been ass for so long, but now I don't really want to mess with Tennessee as much. A team like Mississippi State occasionally will whoop your ass with Dak Prescott. Ole Miss is kind of at a peak right now. They're playing really good football. So you ask for something, and then it might bite you in the back. Vanderbilt, not as much. You can kind of count on Vanderbilt generally not being a problem. Knuman says, Team Harsin wristbands. I almost wanted to buy one just to troll you guys and wear it on the show, but but I haven't done it, and I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I will mention, this is just kind of a random thing. It has nothing to do with Auburn or basketball, but I've been lifting a lot of weights lately. I've been on a new workout regimen, partially brought out by Corey W., who suggested that I do some of that, and then some other stuff that's gone on. My mom being in the nursing home has just really affected me in some unexpected ways, I should say. She's gotten so weak so fast, like not just from being inert And I was like, I don't want to do that. I want to be as strong as I can be. So I've been doing a lot of weightlifting. And if you lift weights a lot, I know I don't look like it yet, but I will someday. Your wedding ring will get stuck on these when you're pulling stuff, you know? Oh, my God. I literally was bleeding the other day. So I switched to, at least temporarily, to like a silicone band. I still want to honor my wife with a wedding band of some kind, but I just got this one here today because I needed something. But she ordered one for me today. Didn't tell me what it was, but she ordered me an actual silicone one that she wanted me to wear. And I'm interested to see what it is. So maybe on the next show I'll have it. And I'll be able to see what she got me. She won't tell me what it is. But I sent her to the site and said, pick me out a winner, you know. And so we'll see what happens. I just don't. It's weird. I've been wearing the same wedding band like every single day since we got married in '97. And so today's like the first day I've not actually worn it. And it was nice at the gym because I didn't get my finger pierced. And I'm still, respecting her with a ring. So it's all good. Chip says, just got to the house. Seems like Auburn shit the bed.
Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit.
Yeah, we got the latter on that one, my man. I'm afraid that's what's going to happen. Let's see. Turtle out of nowhere says, if Julius Randle ever develops his right side, he'd be the most dominant PF in the NBA. It's kind of like with Janai, right? He's so good with his left, but terrible with his right. Let's see. Whale Driver says, even back to football, even if we had a weak year, we'd have a decent non-conference team, UGA and Bama, and the SEC championship game. You're right. There's going to be more pressure, I think, put on that non-conference game, particularly in the year where you have 4 home games, because it's going to be a 9-game season. So every other year you're going to have 5 road league games, which is kind of a bitch. Let's see. Hot Dog Water says, I lose the hell out of those silicone bands. Just saying. Well, the good news is that there's a lot less money put into this bad boy than there was in my platinum band. You know what I mean? I'm not worried about losing it, but we'll see. I'm day one right now. Wait a minute. M-Dub says trash. What does that mean? You talking about my bourbon? You think that old soul is trash? I don't think so. I happen to think it's pretty delicious, but I'll tell you what, M-Dub. Since you really want me to, I'll drink some of the Z.H. Taylor. That's fine. I'll do it. I don't care. If you want me to drink higher class bourbon, then I'll do it. I'll do it for you. So here, this is to you, man. Feels good. Somebody gave me a thumbs down. Was it M-Dub? Is that who did it? How dare you, man? Andrew L. Design says, it'll be awesome if she gets it customized. Hashtag Harson Strong for you. She had the option of getting it customized, so I'll be curious to see what she does. Knowing administrative assistant, she can be a little tricky. She might get me something she could get me something that'll be interesting. Yeah. D. Lucky says he's a fan of the band. Which one? I bet you're going on something I said, and I don't know which one it was. Turtle says NCAA football needs to go down to an 8-16 team conferences. No more out of conference games. 4 division winners play for conference championships, and 8 conference championships play for Natty. It's an interesting idea, but I don't think it'll happen. I think it's fun to have these games, like Auburn's going to Berkeley this fall. I think that's really cool. And I'm also a big fan, John Cohen's a big fan of every Auburn athlete or any athlete at any school in football should have the opportunity to play every other team in the league while they're there. So he's obviously advocating for a schedule paradigm where, you're always switching it up. Like a 6-3, basically. Whale Driver says, I'm drinking Yellowstone tonight, and I was curious about your opinion. I have a Yellowstone, first of all, Ravine says Magic J coming by football season. Boom! We'll see what happens, man. I'm curious to see how this goes. So yeah, I don't know how to update you, but we'll see. If I can get up to Corey W standards, that would be the best thing. Yellowstone. Okay, first of all, it has nothing to do with the show, which is a great show, by the way. Yellowstone is from Lebanon, Kentucky, Marion County, Kentucky, which is where my people are from. That is from the Limestone Distillery even though it's called Yellowstone, it's from the Limestone Distillery, and it's solidish. Not a big fan of their regular stuff, but my man Justin O, who works down at the cigar bar here in Montgomery, some of you guys might know him. He hooked me up with their 2022 release, their special release of the Yellowstone, and I thought that was pretty damn good. Whereas I think regular Yellowstone's a little soft, I thought that 2022 release it popped, and so I appreciate that. Blake says Yellowstone is aight. That's kind of how I feel about it, just okay. Maybe I need to throw some of that in there. We do these blind tastings here at the house with Denton's mom and dad. We do that a lot. Just to see what our favorite. Actually, J-Dub was involved in that last weekend too. Just to see what kind of bourbons we end up liking when you don't know the name. It's been very telling. I'm trying to think. Last week our big winner was Thomas S. Moore Port Cask Finish. Everybody seemed to like that one. That's a really good. If you're into that wine-ish thing. It's good. It's not an overwhelming wine taste, but it's good, I think the Thomas S. Moore is probably the most underrated bourbon that you can find, that's available here, at least in the state of Alabama. To my friends in Georgia, you guys can probably find McKenna 10-year pretty easily. You can find that Pursuit United very easily. You can find Eagle Rare somewhat easily, and those are really good bourbons, specifically if you get them at retail. And I also happen to see, you would never see this in the state of Alabama unless it was an allocation, but I saw last time I was at Larry's there in South Atlanta by the Tyler Perry Studios, great place to go for bourbon. They had Buffalo Trace at retail. It was literally $23.99 a bottle. I mean, we could have taken that and flipped it for $34 here in the state of Alabama, but I wouldn't do that. That would be illegal, and that's cheating. Brad E, of course, says who's going to Berkeley. Of course he is. This is what I say about that.
Sometimes it may be good, sometimes it may be shit.
Of course. Of course he's going to Berkeley. You know what he's going to do? He's going to have front row seats. He's taking the private jet from the Chancellor of University of California. Anyway. Let's see. What else we got? Chip says we're kvetching about an end-of-game shatting. That is about right, though. That is about right. Also, I'm reminded now that Brad E. says this. Really, that's why I bought tickets for 9 September, Administrative Assistant's birthday. September 9th. Every single year. Every single year. This is going to be, I don't want to say anything, but this is going to be a momentous birthday for Administrative Assistant. She's going to hit a special number this year. She might have been born in 93, although that would be weird because I'd started dating her in 92. She may have been born in 83. She may have been born in 73. You never know. Could be 50, could be 40. That would be weird, though, if she was born in 83 and we started dating in 92. That would be a little freaking weird because, I always thought she was really pretty, but 9 years old would have been a little bit too much. You know, one of the things that's a weird conversation I had with my mother-in-law years ago. My mother-in-law had a picture of Courtney, like a school picture, similar to this one right here. She had a school picture of Courtney from when she was in high school. And this is back when I was 21 or whatever. It wasn't as creepy as it sounds now, but I was like, hey, Miss Broadus, she looked really good in that picture. Would you mind letting me have it? And Courtney goes, did you ask my mom for my fucking high school picture? I go, yeah, I thought you looked really hot. And sure enough, she gave me the picture. Somewhere in my world, I don't know where it is, I have a picture of Courtney this damn big from high school. And I was like, yeah, she's really hot. I definitely would have dated her in high school if I'd met her. I didn't know who she was. I didn't go, we weren't in the same city. We weren't in the same state. We weren't in the same geographic zone. Let's see. Turtle wants to know, JGT, has Courtney renewed those Louisville season tickets yet? Heard they were on sale. Louisville sucks, man. They lost again, and they lost in their tournament. What is their schedule? They didn't win more than 4 games. I bet they went 4-27 or something like that. Absolutely hilarious. It's not even funny shitting on them anymore. They're so bad. It's incredible. Kanuman wants to know if Courtney's 30. She's probably a little bit older than that, considering we started dating 31 years ago. But, yeah, whatever. Hot Dog Water says Chris Hansen vibes. You're not wrong about that, though. That is a little weird. Courtney thought it was weird, too. She's like, I didn't know you wanted a picture of me in high school. I was like, first of all, you were 17 or 18. It's not that weird. And I was asking you that when I was 22. Come on now. Wasn't that big a deal. But I have 2 pictures of her here when she was in college, though. Like, this is one of her composites when she was a Chi Omega. And there's another one when she was a Chi Omega. Actually, Courtney just had a picture. I'm sorry, Maddie just had a picture taken of her composite, and it looks a lot like that. Her and her mom look a lot alike, I think. At the same age, not now. Well, I mean, Courtney's a little older. By virtue of being her mother. Let's see. Whale Driver says, when you say we, I'd like to know who we is. We've got modeling photos of my wife when she was 16. That sounds incredible. I'm not part of we. To be fair, if Mrs. Whale Driver's watching, I don't have those pictures. Blake R. says he was just going to talk to her, Turtle. That's pretty funny, man. I can't go into it here. Let's see, Brad. I'm trying to get the context here. I think there's some subcontexting here going between D. Lucky and Easterwood, 2 of the Mobile Mafia. And I think they mentioned that Ravine is certainly welcome to be a member, the honorary member of the Mobile Mafia. I'm sorry, excuse me. The Madison Mafia. Ravine is technically part of the Mobile Area Mafia, or the Lower Alabama Mafia, which Mobile alum would definitely be part of that. Also Jay Head. Also Chip Chip as one of the captains of that group. Also Locked On, who is not here tonight, but normally would be. He's got to work very early in the morning. Oh, Whale Driver says, we equals my wife and I. Okay. I mean, sharing's caring, though. I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, I'm not an 18-year-old girls, but neither are you now. When we were 18, we were, though. That's the key, Wow. Drinking this old soul really reminds me of some good bourbon, huh? Let's see. Canoeman says, last time I saw those pictures with Doc Dumpsta. Last time I saw these pictures, Doc Dumpsta had them with tape and walking into a stall. Hey, now. You're talking about some Phillies, huh? By the way, I shared some texts recently with Papa Bear. We kind of reconnected a little bit on the text machine. And, of course, you guys know he's CJ3131 in the bunker, and love that guy. He's a legend. And, yeah. Chip says, any thoughts on the proposed rescheduling of the Orange Beach event? We have been talking about. Chip has essentially put together an entire event for us to have a podcast / bourbon drinking event in Orange Beach. And I think that's going to be a go, brother. My daughter has her 21st birthday on the 24th of April. So I think we'll be able to do something that weekend before. I believe we can do that. So Ravine says, where is Mobile alum tonight? Mobile alums, she's a busy girl. She's got a lot going on. Honestly, her life is kind of roly-poly in a way. She's got this going. She's a professional in addition to having an interesting family situation that's, yeah. I'll just say she's a legend. She's got a lot going on. She's a multitasker. She wasn't able to work us in tonight, but I'm sure she'll be back. She'll be back. She's an incredible super chatter, and she's also just a friend of the show. We love having her on there, down to the Mobile area, having her on the show. She was a big star on the last rundown we did down there. Almost essentially eclipsed J-Head as well. And the truth is that Canoeman Pocket Watch also did an incredible job on that one. Canoeman says Papa Dog, is a great people. He has a reason to be on the dog vent, is the way it's been explained to me. I was very concerned that I felt like he was two-timing us, but now that I kind of know who he is and what he does for a living, like I'm supportive. Yeah. I'm supportive. And he is good people, absolutely. The Bay Bear Accords. That's pretty funny, man. And what else we got to talk about tonight with basketball, huh? Looking like they're going to be a 10 seed in the tournament. Again, going to be matched with a 7 seed, right? Is that right? I think it's 7, 10, 8, 9. And you just got to hope you get the right 7 seed, right? Again, as we mentioned maybe 30 minutes ago, I was taking a look on the Ken Palm. Assuming Ken Palm was the right index, it's not. It's probably the NCAA net is more important, but I'm just kind of spitballing here. That would just in a general sense, be someone who's ranked in the 28 to 38 range would be the teams that would be considered 7 seeds. Now, Auburn is technically 29 in the Ken Palm, so Auburn's a little bit outperforming their record, so to speak, which I don't think surprises any of us here. We've talked about how they tend to falter late in games, which would probably lead to more losses than maybe they should have. 20-12, even with the flaws they've had, to me is a little bit of a disappointing record. I would expect them to probably have won another couple more games, particularly that Vanderbilt game. The home game against Texas A&M, which was not close, but it should have been. Anyway, these are the teams that are in that range in the Ken Palm, the 28 to 38 range. Michigan State, Boise, Indiana, Memphis, Illinois, Southern Cal, Virginia, Rutgers, Iowa, Oregon, Oklahoma State, Miami, Florida, maybe even Northwestern, Nevada, Providence, Friars, Mississippi State, NC State, Michigan, North Carolina are kind of in that. North Carolina's 20 and 13, by the way. This ain't your daddy's UNC, you know what I'm saying? So those are the kinds of teams that Auburn's going to be facing in the first round of the NCAA tournament, and they're going to probably be somewhere they don't want to be. They're probably not going to be in Greensboro, South Carolina. They're going to probably be in like San Jose or somewhere like that. I don't know. Let me see where the NCAA tournament pods are. Let's take a look. I have not figured out the ability yet to show you my screen. I don't know why. The various places, if they're in the first 4, obviously they're going to be in Dayton. I think there's a shot that could happen, that Auburn could be in the first 4, which would be tough. It's hard to get out of there. I mean, it's not hard to win there, but it's hard to like keep it going, right? Because you're having to turn around so quickly and not rest. You got to play on a Tuesday, Wednesday, and then play on a Saturday, Sunday, plus then again 2 days later. No, you have to play on a, Tuesday and then a Thursday, or a Wednesday and a Friday, and then again on a Saturday or Sunday. It's just tough. Other places they could play are Birmingham, Des Moines, Orlando in the O Arena, now known as the Amway Center, Sacramento, Sacktown, Albany, New York, where Auburn has played already, Columbus, Ohio, played in the NCAA tournament in 2003. Columbus, Ohio, Denver, Greensboro, North Carolina, Las Vegas, Nevada, which I would be a big fan of. New York in the Madison Square. Oh, wait. They definitely wouldn't play there. That's for the regional finals. So, again, Birmingham, Des Moines, Orlando, Sacktown, Albany, Columbus, Denver, and Greensboro are the only places they might play. Final Four is in Houston this year, which was a really fun NCAA tournament that year, right? Whale Driver says Orlando would be fun. The Amway Center, home of the Orlando Magic. A place I have been to, the O-Arena, previously called the O-Arena. Turtle says whichever is closest to Lee County will save gas money for them. I agree. Let's see. Andrew says, have y'all read Stoltz's quick notes from the players? Said we came out with low energy. What will it take to come out when we've been drinking that 2-year age Diet Mountain Dew? How? Don't take this the wrong way, guys. I'm not trying to criticize anybody, but how do you come out in the NCAA tournament with low energy? In the SEC tournament, low energy? And I don't want to betray any trusts here, but like at practice, BP stopped practice more than once and said, and I'm summarizing, Arkansas is good. You better bring it or they're going to beat you. Listen, I'm leaving some words out. Some naughty words. That was his message. Don't dick around. Don't assume anything. They've got Nick Smith now. You better play your best game. And they didn't. Period. Fat Crack in the house. What's up, bro? I haven't played Warzone with you in so long. What's going on? This is JGT. We had our baby boy on Monday. That explains it. Congratulations, bro. Although Bruce and the boys did not come through, having all my family home makes that loss easier. Ward and Eagle, let me give you an applause for that, bro. I'm inspired right now, and I don't even have enough family to fill up my house. I'm fired up for you, bro. Congratulations on that, man. And to your wife, of course, who carried that baby to term and also delivered the baby and also will take care of the baby and probably lead this whole thing. So, big ups to you, Fat Crack, and also Mrs. Fat Crack. That may explain why you haven't been playing some Warzone lately. What a stud. D. Lucky says, low energy. I could get 19 rebounds by accident with 4 of my 12-year-olds. I'm not getting involved with that, D. Lucky. You're a very good coach, and I think BP is as well. I'm confused. I have questions. I want to know why Jalen had 6 points and 1 rebound in 30 minutes. That's something that I want to know. That's something I want to know. I've got questions. Let's see. Andrew says, quoting when, quote, I think our energy was low to start the game off. That was the main thing. Because Auburn got behind pretty big early on in that game. Kind of got like a 10-point deficit, and that kind of coalesced until late in the first half when Auburn went on a run. I think a 6-0 run there at the end of the first half to kind of tighten it a little bit. And then to open the second half, you're expecting Auburn to pop it really good, and then Arkansas was better, particularly the first 8 minutes of the second half. And then I thought Auburn played better from the 12-minute mark to about the 1-minute mark. And then the 1-minute mark, things got bad, which happens a lot. I'm just saying, I don't know why. This team's got a lot of experience and a lot of seniority. Mike says he's switching to Blanton's. Is this the time of night we want to switch to Blanton's? I'm just asking a question. Jackson S. jumping in. What's up, brother? First of all, I want to give another shout out, full of love, to Fat Crack and his wife and his family and his new baby. Absolutely stoked for you, bro. I can't even remember the last time I added a child to my family. It was 2004. No, it was 2002. That's how long ago it's been. 21 years ago. Unbelievable. Jackson S. jumps in, says, just tired, man. I hope we get at least 4 new guys. I think it's going to be 3. Well, that's not fair. It's going to be Aiden plus 3. So that will be 4 new guys. Yeah. I think you'll get that. I really do. So Tigre says, congratulations, Fat Crack. My man. That's what I'm talking about. Cherish these first few days. Baby Tigre is just 6.5 months. And it's already going by way too fast. Bro, I got one that's 21 almost. Of course, I'm old, and you're not, so. I'm telling you, if it's a daughter, they love daddy until they're like 11, and then they get very lippy. I'm just speaking from my experience only. Now, I am married to a girl who's very lippy, so. So I texted a while ago, I texted Cordy to see if she would come to the show, and I didn't even get an answer. That was almost 45 minutes ago. So, Ravine, I guess that's the answer to both of our questions. I'm hopeful that she will be here for NCAA tournament games, though. That would be the best thing. You guys would actually enjoy hearing her commentary on basketball because she knows basketball. She doesn't know football. When we moved to Alabama, she knew nothing about football. Absolutely nothing. Like, didn't know anything. She's pretty good now. Basketball, though, she always knew. And so she would be useful for basketball games. See, Fat Crack says, thanks, Solo. I have a 13-year-old boy and an 11-year-old girl. Our world will be different for sure, but we are ready. Look at Fat Crack. What a stud. 3 kids now. 3 times the man that I am. Chip Chip, someone else who has he's a multiple child person. Says lippy at 11 and 12 happens with the ladies. Yeah, I think that's true. I'm sure the boys might get a little lippy. I don't know anything about boys, though. I didn't have any. I just had the one girl. That's all. Happy to have that, though. I mean, there's a lot of couples out there that are infertile and they have none. So when I get sad and I say, geez, I wish we would have had 3 like we planned to have, and we just have 1, I just kind of say, hey, I love the one I've got and glad I have her. And she's doing good at South Alabama, and she's reasonably well adjusted, and I don't know, it could be worse. She could be some weirdo, or she could be in jail or something, and she's none of that. She's just a regular old chick. Let's see. Turtle says, Courtney is ignoring me and looking for the best seats at KFC Yum Center. If only, man. If only. Chip knows that. He says eye rolls galore. Yes, when you're dealing with the preteen girls in particular. Daddy goes from like knowing a lot to knowing nothing within like a year. And I still kind of don't know nothing. Actually, I got lectured by my daughter earlier today about something. I was like, oh, yes, to be 20 again and to know everything. And she's like, why you talk to me that way? Because you're kind of pissing me off. But it's all good. I don't think I've hydrated properly tonight. I'm thinking that Cleveland Brown's going to get on me about that. So let's just drink some water, guys. Anyway, those of you who are drinking bourbon tonight, let's go ahead and drink some water real quick. You got to stay hydrated, guys. I'm serious. I mean, this is an important part of drinking. Let's see. Mike says he's got 2 boys. One Auburn graduate. Holy shit. And another one at Auburn now. Wow. That is remarkable. Way to be, man. One of 2 things is true right there. Either you have done a great job spending money at Auburn, which is great, or you and your wife have helped them understand the value of education and they've gotten their own scholarship money and you're doing a great job there too. So either way, it's a win. Chip says, take them to kick-ass rock shows. That goes a long way toward making you cool again. What about dyeing your hair? Does that help at all? I've taken Maddie to some decent shows, though. She's gone to Rush twice with me. She wanted to know what that weird smell was from the guys that were smoking in the one row below us when we were in Nashville. I said, Madison, I will tell you when you get older. And she fucking remembered. And so, like, 5 years later, she goes, hey, Dad, remember we were at the Rush show and you told me you were going to tell me? I said, well, that was a big old Zeppelin those boys were smoking. And when you went to the bathroom, I may or may not have taken a big old fucking pull off that bad boy. And she's like, well, did you? And I go, I don't have to answer that. That's between me and your mother. Fat Crack says, JGT, any news on the football front? Are they still on break? They are currently on break. Actually, the coaches were encouraged to do something special with their families. Hugh has got a very big thing on families. Now, listen, when they're in the complex and they're working, which is going to be most of the year, but right now it's spring. We talked about this earlier a little bit, but he's a big believer in either being in gear or not in gear. So, like, if you're in gear, you're working your ass off and you're busting your ass and you're going to do shit. And he checks up on you. He knows every coach on that staff, who they're recruiting, who they should be talking to, and if they've done it. If they haven't done it, he lets them know. I mean, he's on this. But if you're out of gear, he wants you to go home and be a positive role model for your kids, to be involved with them, to be the husband you need to be with your wife. Like, he's big on that, and I love that about him. I think that's really important. That's one of the ways, honestly, if we're just talking, this is just me babbling on a late stage brain drain. That's one of the ways we're going to get our country back on its feet, honestly, guys, is like we're going to get focused on the family a little bit more. That's just my opinion. I'm not trying to get political. It's not political. I'm just saying we've got to stop working so much and we got to spend more time with our families, because we got some absolute, I mean, listen, guys, I mean, the statistics on YouTube tell me that 80% of our viewers are male. We got a lot of dads on this show, and we need to be better for our kids, right? I mean, we got some great dads too, Fat Crack being one of them, Chip being one of them, but we got to spend time with our families, man. We can't just be like career. And I think Freeze he's on board with that. I love that about him. Kanuman, I don't know what you're talking about, but I do know that lyric. I fell in love with the girl at the rock show. He's talking about some Blink-182 is what I'm talking about right now. Ravine says, looking a little flush, Jay. What? I'm looking good, bro. Give me that fucking weight and I'll pull it, man. Pull it, push it, whatever. Oh, I don't need any more bourbon. I've already got some in here. By the way, I was very encouraged. The old gal who does my hair named Emily, she does a great job, first of all. And second of all, she's going to see Blink-182 this summer, which I'm stoked about because she's like 24-ish, and Blink-182 probably was good before then. So I'm glad that she's kind of like embracing the oldies, right? The Rock Show is one of my favorite Blink-182 songs, though. Underarms 2012 says, "Sup, JG? What's up, bro? Glad to have you back on the show." Fired up about that. Blink-182, obviously Travis Barker, one of the fastest drummers of my lifetime, and also a good drummer. Also somebody who doesn't like to fly very much, which is like me. I don't love flying. I'll do it. We are dropping 182 lyrics, Blink-182 lyrics here in the chat. I know what we're doing. If I was a little bit more sober, Kanuman, I could follow along with this. Mike W says frosted tips. Technically, these are not frosted tips because I'm frosted all the way to the root. But your point is well made. By the way, I have seen Guy Fieri is the legend of frosted tips, right? I mean, you guys would agree. The host of Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives also has like Guy's Grocery Games. And you guys are saying, "Hey, JG, how do you know all that?" Well, when I go to my mom in the nursing home, she loves watching some Guy Fieri. I'll put it that way. So here's what he sounds like. You guys ready? This sounds. If you guys have watched DDD, you know how this goes. Ready? Next up, we're going to Scottsdale, Arizona for a guy who grew up in Tulsa, Oklahoma. He knows Tex-Mex. This is JG's Habanero Cabinet. How'd that sound? Did that sound like, I'm telling you, I could be Guy Fieri. If I just had talent, charisma, and cooking ability, I could be there. I'm that close, guys. I'm that close. Brad says drugs are bad, okay? Drugs are bad. Also, I don't know if you guys are another show that my mom loves to watch. It's on the weekends. They do the lottery dream home. You ever seen this? It's a guy named David who does like these people win the lottery and then they spend their money on a house, which is probably the best thing they could spend their money on. And then he takes these lottery winners and he helps them find a home. So he goes. They come with these fake names for the houses and they go, "Okay, so this is going to be JG Falls, and this is going to be 4 bedrooms, 3.5 baths, 2,200 square feet, and the asking price is $325,000. Now, get this, guys. You guys have told me that you want to see a really nice scenery from your backyard. You are going to love this. We have the beautiful view of Bozeman, Montana. You guys want to check this out? Okay, come on. I'm telling you, I could do that show too, yo. I mean, we could do it. We could do Brain Drain like sells lottery homes. We could do this. We could all do this. Solo Tigre says Ms. Tigre and I do watch some of Guy Fieri's shows. I mean, Guy Fieri's good. I mean, like honestly, he's good. But we both think he's a clown. He's a very charitable clown, though. I mean, he's Yes, I agree. I'm with you, Solo, but he's great. I mean, what he does, right? Like, honestly. Justin C. jumps in with a super chat. Can we have a Guy Fieri and David Housel convo? God, can we do that? How in the world we do this? Next, we're going to Gordo, Alabama for a place. Hold on just a minute there, guy. Have you ever been to Gordo? Of course I have, man. I've been there. I've cooked with Larry Blakeney. Yeah, I know Larry Blakeney. He's a good friend of mine. But I don't think you've ever been to Gordo because we only have 3 restaurants. All right, that's as far as I can go right there. Guys, literally, we're down to the point in the show where we're down to literally dozens of viewers. Blake R. says his favorite Blink. It's the same people all the time. That's why I love you guys. Blake R. says my favorite Blink song is What's My Age Again, which is, I would have said until the Rock Show kind of took me over in the last 10 years. But prior to that, I would have said What's My Age Again is my favorite. Or I Miss You. I don't know that song. I should, though. Solo Tigre says, meet Kyle and Emily. She's a kindergarten teacher, and he's a barista. They have a budget of $565,000 for their perfect starter home. Now, that's like House Hunters International is what that is. That's what that is. They're like, so they're down in Aruba, and they're looking for a house in the $500,000 range. And he's a butterfly gardener, and she's a freelance gynecologist. You're just like, what? How do they make that much money? I can't do that. Pocket Watch says 5 dozen. Oh, yeah. 5 dozen is better than 3 dozen. Fair. That's fair. Ravine says at least Guy has a cool car. It's like, what, a 68 Camaro or something like that? It is pretty cool, though. Look, man, I am not here ragging on Guy Fieri, okay? God bless that guy. He seems inoffensive, and I can speak from my own personal experience. 79-year-old women love him. So, I mean, good for him. Hey, that's my cat. What an absolute stud. Hey, that Mike. Or legend. I should just say legend. It says Hotel California is okay. Like the song or the record? Because there's a difference. I happen to think Hotel California as a song is incredible. One of the best songs ever written. And also, you got to give love to Timothy B. Schmidt and Glenn Frey on the guitars. Chip Sip says bunker swag incoming at OBA. Well, guess what? Yes, you're right, because I got some of these, bro. Look at this, huh? An official, well, it's technically a Rivals.com hoodie, but you guys know what time it is at Rivals.com. That's AuburnSports.com time. We made these about a month ago. I made a black and white version. I wear a blue version with the orange and blue on it. But Henry and Caleb wanted the black and white, so they said that was cooler. So we got some Rivals.com swag, which is really AuburnSports.com swag, that we shall bring to Orange Beach. A very, very small number of people have access to those hoodies, by the way. You basically either got to be on staff or you got to be an absolute stud/legend to make it, period. Chip Chip would certainly qualify. And I think he's talking about some other stuff, too, because Chip Chip has the ability to etch glasses similar to this one right here. You can see it says the Brain Drain Commodore with the AuburnSports.com logo at the bottom. Because this guy's an absolute stud. He sent me the Commodore glass because I'm the Commodore. Everybody else gets one that says Swoogan on it. And, wow, unbelievable. Turtle says you got to give Linda Ronstadt credit for discovering those Eagles, though. That's right. They were technically, weren't they a backup band, or was that Toto? Are you thinking about Toto? I think the Eagles were kind of a backup band, though. I was listening to some of those Linda Ronstadt songs recently, and, man, she's a good singer. I mean, she was, anyway. Mike wants to know about Orange Beach. That's going to be in the, I think Chip Chip was thinking the 22nd of April. We were going to do an event down there in Orange Beach for just bunker members. And when we get it finalized, because Maddie was supposed to tell us last week, wasn't she? It was last weekend, wasn't it? Chip Chip. Shit, I forgot. We were pressing her, but we didn't get an answer. She was like, I don't know, whatever. Okay, great. Chip Chip says, DM me on the bunker for deets. Chip Chip on the bunker, his handle is Chip Chip. Chip's been he's been a trusted emissary for a long, long time. He actually, before I was at AuburnSports.com, I ran a blog at the Montgomery Advertiser called The Habotin, the hottest Auburn blog on the net. And Chip Chip was over there. He was our master of music, which is not to be taken lightly. Turtle says the 2 original Eagles members, who I would have to guess who they were backup band players for Linda Ronstadt. Very interesting. Good stuff, bro. Let's see. D Lucky says, Ms. D Lucky is saying, wrap it up. I always listen, night peeps. That is very good advice from D Lucky. Really, for anybody who's married, just listen. Now, I would listen to Ms. D Lucky because I'm scared of her, but because I think that she could whip my ass. But, I mean, I would do it out of respect, obviously. D Lucky, I appreciate you, bro. Thank you for being here, man. And thank you for being a friend. First of all, of the site. Well, first of all, with me personally, and then second of all, with the site. We also, our bedroom right here through the doorway. You guys can't see it, but I can turn it over here. There's a doorway right here. And through that doorway is a bedroom. And it is the official D Lucky Suite. The Easterwood Suite is over on this side. But the D Lucky Suite is over here. We only let true kings and queens live there. Ever. We would not let the riffraff stay there. We would put them in Easterwood's room. No, Solo Tigre. Now, hold on, Solo. This is not your fault. But You've been misled. He says, hard to imagine a college student being non-committal about hanging out with a bunch of old dudes. First of all, fair. Second of all, we weren't asking Maddie to be involved with that. We were just trying to figure out, because she's turning 21 down in Mobile. She goes to South Alabama. So we want to kind of hang out with her on her 21st if she wants us to. And that's the same weekend. Her 21st is on the 24th, which is a Monday. And then we were thinking about kind of doing an event on Saturday, which wouldn't involve her necessarily. I mean, if she wanted to go, it's fine. But, I mean, we weren't trying to get her involved. All right, looks like some people are bouncing right now. Underarm says, you the man, JG. Thanks for doing these. It's my pleasure. For real, it really is. Mike W's bouncing says, great job, Jay. Good night. Mike, it's been a pleasure, brother. Hope you enjoyed your E.H. Taylor. And we will do this again for the NCAA tournament, okay? So hope you're here. I really do hope you're here. Underarm says, I thought you were about to say this is the official spot of Pound Town. No, I wasn't going there, man. I really wasn't going there. Turtle says, Emily Capano is so effing hot. Do I know who that is? We're going to find out. We are going to find out. Oh, my. I don't know who this is. If she's on a news show, that may explain it. I need more information. Oh, is she a news person? Former Raiders cheerleader? I'm in already. Oh, she's on Gutfeld's show. That's what it is. I don't get to see that as much. I don't watch a lot of news these days, period. Yeah, man. I mean, I think you're right. These pictures are not the kind of high-quality images that I would like to show on the show, but she seems nice. I think she has a good personality. Yeah. Kaduman says, is she a gal we adore? I would think so, yes. Because we definitely adore her. We would. Let's see. Justin says, thanks, JG. Wardam to all. Let's go, Mississippi State. Justin, I appreciate your support of the show, and also just being a great chatter on the show. Appreciate that, bro. Blake R says, take her to Pound Town. Hold on.
The more you fuck around, the more you're going to find out.
That's what I'm talking about. You got to be careful sometimes with that stuff. Do we need to wrap it up, guys? I feel like we've lost some key players here so far, but I mean, I'll keep going. I was thinking that she's the host of Outnumbered? No. Dude, Harris Faulkner is the host of Outnumbered. And the best person they ever have on Outnumbered is Dagan McDowell. Do we not agree? Guys, do we not agree? Dagan McDowell's the absolute pick of the litter there. That's not necessarily true, though. Although Dagan is always... I personally think Dagan's the pick of the litter, but I'm also open to people that want to say Lisa Booth is also a viable choice. Because Lisa Booth is extremely hot, too. And also, you could kind of... I would respect anyone that said they were into Kennedy, too. I'm not personally, but if you were, I think you could make a good argument for that. I'm fine with that. If you say... I like girls with dark hair. I like girls with glasses. I like girls with glasses that talk a lot of shit. Like, I'm on board. I'm on board. I'm not saying that it's the right choice, but I can understand where you're coming. Okay, Turtle says her and Harris Faulkner are co-hosts. That means that Harris got demoted, and I'm pissed off. I need more information. Chip says Dagan McDowell is someone I would love to have a large amount of drinks with. Listen, man. I'm just being honest. I don't need any drinks with her, but more would be better. But when she shows up, I've got a picture of this though. Sometimes she's on the show with one of those like leather wristlets with like a rock and roll show type thing. It's like that little little spikes on it. Oh my god, I'm about it. I'm about it. I'm definitely about it. Let's see. Pocket Watch says, this is great. 50 is actually a lot of people if you think about it. That's probably because we're all like, everyone, like the engagement is 100%, right? Like everybody who is on the stream is actually engaging in the show. It's just the best part of it. Yeah, people would die for your engagement, JG. Yeah. Just saying. Chip says Dagan McDowell is potentially dangerous AF. I don't know if you follow her Instagram, but she is not potentially dangerous. She's just dangerous. Like I don't want to go into detail, but you never know who's listening. But yeah, Dagan McDowell's top. She's top 5 for me, like overall. Here's the thing with Dagan McDowell. First of all, she's hot. She's my age. She's smart. Politically, we're probably on the same page. And also, she's like a NASCAR. Like, she knows NASCAR, too. Like, there's no downside. Oh, my God. Look at this, guys. It's late in the show, but we've got our favorite Dutch viewer, Don Properdicken from Maastricht, Holland. He says, thanks, Jay. I always enjoy the drain. Bro, this is for you, Don. Don and all of the Properdickens. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I trust I am. My wife lived in Holland for 3 weeks, so I should be able to speak Dutch fluently. This is before I met her. Nonetheless. Kanuman says, legends all around. # team engagement. Turtle says, Dagan is my mad crush. Of course she is. She should be everyone's mad crush. She's fucking hot as shit. Considering she's like my age, like she's like super hot. Absolutely. Again, I respect you guys if you're into Kennedy, which is really, this is my backward way of saying I'm into Kennedy, but I don't want to admit I am. So if you guys want to go ahead and jump out there, then I'll jump in with you. But it's the ex of Dixie Normus, Don Properdicken. Dix Enormous. That one of my favorites. He's from, I think he's from Norway. I think Dick Enormous is from Norway. I think so. I think I met one of his his nieces or nephews, because he's kind of an older guy. I met her, I should say, in the pool, like in September. Our neighborhood is our neighborhood here in Hampstead, Alabama. We have a lot of folks from the. We have a war college, Air Force War College here in town, and so a lot of times we get folks from like other countries that live here for like 9 months or whatever, because the men come here to be pilots and learn how to be better pilots or whatever, and so the whole families come here, and then we get to meet lots of folks. They can be from anywhere, really. France, Norway, Sweden, Spain, Portugal, Greece. We met folks from all those countries. Yeah, it's good. That's one of the best things about being in Montgomery. And plus we have our Korean friends as well. It's a great place to live. Chip says Don Properdicken is in for a smoke and a pancake. My man. Hold on. Turtle says Name by Goo Goo Dolls is about Kennedy. Are you shitting me? Are you serious? Like, was he having, like, underhanded relationships with Kennedy? Johnny Resnick? If so, I'm impressed. But if you guys are into Kennedy, that's fine. I mean, I'm more of a Dagan McDowell guy myself, but whatever. I don't know. I mean, are we really into Goo Goo Dolls at this point? I mean, Broadway's the song, right? Broadway's the song. Turtle says, seriously, it is. Google it. If it's not on Songfacts, then I don't care. Songfacts.com is the place where I go for stuff like that. You can learn so much on Songfacts.com. Whale drivers here, that's nothing to do with aviating. Those are leadership courses. My bad. The flying stuff is elsewhere depending on the course. Thank you for that, whale driver. I just assumed, because it seems like the people here that I've known have been aviators, but maybe I've just assumed that. I don't know. You're probably right about that. They're just here for leadership. Very good. Thank you, whale driver. I didn't actually ask that question. By the way, the Norwegian girl that we met last summer in the pool, she was really cool. Her English is really good too. And the one thing that I really learned from her was that she said the weirdest thing about coming from Norway, I take it back. She was from Sweden. Coming from Sweden to America was like how engrossed we are about our kids getting scholarships. And I was like, wait, are you talking about us? And she was like, no, I just met you guys. I was like, whew. She was just saying that, like, there was so much pressure on girls in America, like young girls, to like be good at sports and then get a scholarship to go to college. And she was like, you know, in Sweden, we just go to college. Like, you just kind of go. I was like, yeah, we don't really do that as much. She was like, yeah, I know. Solo Tigre says, Name, the song by Goo Goo Dolls, is the song that made them famous. I think it is. I think that is probably their best-known song. Black Balloon is my favorite, followed by Broadway, now that I think about it. Black Balloon has a special place in my heart because my sister liked that a lot. And yet again, a song that my sister and I liked together that was about heroin use, but whatever. I was talking about this with somebody else the other day. It was somebody else who had lost a sibling to heroin, and they were like, yeah, we used to talk about Master of Puppets and shit. I was like, yeah, I know. It's kind of a fucking theme, isn't it? Like, I don't know. It's kind of like gallows humor, I guess. She's been gone since 2016, so, I mean, I don't know. Blake says Slide, talking about Goo Goo Dolls. Yeah, I mean, that's a good song, too. I think Name is still their best song. I mean, that's the one that everybody knows. Like my wife, who doesn't know shit about music, she would know that song. Black Balloon is from 98, kind of a little bit later for Goo Goo Dolls. Like, I don't know if everybody knows that one. That's a good one, though. Why can't you slide? Oh, won't you let it slide? I kind of like Goo Goo Dolls. They had a terrible name, though. I wish they had a better name. I think Johnny Resnick has said, I wish we had a different name. They could have been named something like Blind Melon. It would have been better. I think they were pretty good for what they did, though. Just like regular, like 90s pop or whatever. It's too bad that Shannon Hoon died, though, because I think Blind Melon was really good. I don't know if you guys feel about that. Turtle says, want to see an interesting video? Look up Fly Young Red song. Is that a band? Chip says, talking about bands I hate. I'm not saying that I'm a Goo Goo Dolls fan per se. I'm just saying they had some good songs. Chip, you and I have a particular band that we both love, which is Weezer. I love Weezer. I still like Weezer. I still listen to new Weezer. I like them. I like their old stuff better, but I still listen to their new stuff. It's all good, man. I love Rivers Cuomo, and I love that they have they don't take themselves too seriously. That's what I love about them. Solo Tigre says, Blind Melon, very solid and underrated. R.I.P. Shannon Hoon. That's right. Apparently, I read in a book one time, that's how long ago it was, that Blind Melon named themselves that because one of the band members' dad, that was a phrase that he used to shit on people that were stupid. He called them blind melons. That was his word for like somebody who was a dipshit. And so they call themselves that. I love that. Solo Tigre says, Weezer is coming to the Orion in Huntsville this summer. Wow. I do have a confession to make right now. My favorite band to watch live, who I've seen 5 times and I would really like to add a 6th, is going to be, well, you guys know who it is, but I'm going to tell you anyway. It is Steel Panther. I love Steel Panther. I love their music. I love going to their shows. I love the guys that are there. I love the girls that are there. I love everybody that's at a Steel Panther show. I have never given more high fives or thug hugs to people, like a higher percentage of people at a show than at a Steel Panther concert. I've seen them in Atlanta, Nashville, Destin, Atlanta again. They're going to play in Atlanta on Selection Sunday, so this coming Sunday. And I'm not going to go because it's fucking Selection Sunday, and I want to be available to either write or brain train or whatever we're going to do. I don't want to be at a Steel Panther show when it's Selection Sunday. If they had just gone to fucking Monday, you know what I mean? I would have loved to have seen them. I've been listening to the new record, On the Prowl. Oh, God, I love Steel Panther. I can't tell you guys how much I love them. But, I mean, dude, I love you guys more. I mean, I love Steel Panther, but I love you guys more. CDF, my man, checking in, bro. We're almost 2 hours. No, we are. We're 2 hours and 10 minutes into our show, and CDF shows up. We love him, man. The guy is he's the legend of Houston. He runs Houston for us. He says we suck again. Here we go, my man. Let's see. Chip Chip says, do you ever listen to Van Weezer? Not a fan of the most recent stuff. I don't think so. No, I don't think so. CDF jumps in with a super chat. What a stud. He says the same thing. We suck again? Let's give him a laugh for that one, man. It's just coming live from Denver. Wow, look at this badass. That's approximately where Easterwood just came from. Just wrapped dinner. What a stud this guy is. Also, I didn't realize that D in Atlanta, the legend from the bunker, is watching the show, although he's not commenting. He said, feel the steel. D in Atlanta is a fellow Fanther. That's what we call our fans of Steel Panther. I'm telling you guys, it's not very often. I feel like I'm a weird person, okay? I feel like I have kind of a weird way of looking at the world. I have a weird way of talking. I just don't feel like I belong most of the time, just in a general sense. Like, not that I'm like a nerd or anything, but like I just don't necessarily meet people that just totally makes sense to me. But when I'm at a Steel Panther concert, I feel like I'm with my people. Like, I seriously, I just feel like everybody there, like, we've got something that we share that, like, nobody else has, or very few people have. And it's unbelievable. I've told you guys before, the hottest collection of chicks I've ever seen is an Amy Schumer concert. And I explained this to my man JW the other day because he was like, wait a minute, what's going on with that? So, just hear me out on this, okay? Amy Schumer concert, my wife's a big fan. Amy Schumer's fine by me. I don't think she's great. She's not terrible. She's not great. She's solid. But you go to one of their concerts, and here's what you see. You see girls that are mouthy, which I like. You see girls that are kind of Democrat-y, which, hold on, let me finish this thought, I really like. And you see girls that are very, they're open. Like, they'll tell you how they feel about stuff, which I like too. Now, here's my thing about the Democrat thing. I am not myself a Democrat. However, I better not go into this. J-Dub, if you're watching the show, you know what I'm talking about. I probably shouldn't say this, but there's a thought where I'm like trying to like spread the word in a way. Like, you kind of get involved with the Democrat people, and you kind of, I better not even go there. I'm just telling you, like, that the best selection of chicks I ever saw in my entire life outside of the Kyle Formula in 1993 was the Amy Schumer show, like, last year. It was unbelievable. CJ in the house. CJ, of course, is the son of number 19, who is he's a legend here on the Brain Drain, also at auburnsports.com. CJ is himself a legend. He is also the offspring, as I mentioned, of number 19, but also Mrs. number 19, who's a legend. He says, I'm glad I didn't see the game today. Let's give him a laugh for that one. CJ was probably busy working, unlike me. And, CJ, what's up? Yeah, you're probably glad you didn't see that one, bro. So they got down big. And then they kind of came back strong at halftime, and then they got down big again, which is kind of a recurring theme, and they got it back down, bro. 8 points at 10 minutes to go, 6 points at 9:41, 4 points at 8:20. I'm just reading off my notes here. 3 points at 3:28, 2 points at 3:04. It was a 1-point game at 2:47. They actually took the lead at 42 seconds to go, and you're like, here we go. Got it locked up. And then not so much. Auburn lost the game. Did not finish. So that's the word. CJ, I hope that I'm here to help you. CDF jumps in, of course, coming in from the western part of the country, even though he's from Houston. He says, beep, beep, beep. AU backing into the tournament. Sound like a garbage truck pulling in, right? Hot Dog Water said bipartisanship. Yeah, that wasn't the way that I told it to J-Dub the other day, but I mean, I know I know I'm live here, so, and I respect women, of course. I mean, I've been, yeah. I mean, obviously I do. So I'm just gonna kind of leave it there. I think I've said what I said. But I remember walking out of the Amy Schumer concert. This is in Atlanta. This is in Buckhead, and just being like, "Oh my God, I've never seen such a collection of women that I thought were hot." Uh-oh. Wait a minute. What's going on here? We just got a text from the administrative assistant at 10:33. What the hell? Is it 10:33? She may have taken a snooze. Now, I know this is not a bourbon snooze, but this is a snooze nonetheless. What the hell, man? All I'm going to say, listen, I don't, on the Amy Schumer thing, I'm just going to say this. I don't know if you guys can feel me on this, but like, as a Republican person, I like to be with a Democratic girl. Yeah, I just think it works out better. The way you kind of get that, you get like an automatic pushback in a way, and for me that's constructive. Because my wife's not like insane, like she's just reasonable. She's a reasonable Democrat, and that's fine. I like that. I don't necessarily want my wife just like telling me, "Oh, I agree with everything you say." I like a girl that pushes back, and my wife certainly pushes back. That's what I like. That's one of the things I really like about her. She's also really hot, but other things. Ravine says, clearly we did not hold double A's attention. No, you did. You did. Again, she goes to work very early in the morning. The sun's usually not up. Ravine says, JG likes the conflict. Yeah, that's not exactly how I said it to J-Dub, though, but I can't really repeat it on here because I'm afraid I'll get in trouble with YouTube. But CDF says, what about Beta Be Mad? What? He's not a beta. He's not a beta. I think him and Yvonne have similar political views, yeah, on that. I mean, Yvonne's awesome, though. I love Yvonne. I'm fired up when Yvonne comes to the show. I really like Yvonne. Dude, Brian did really good with Yvonne. She's really kind of like a triple threat where she's cute, she's fun, and she's like a great she's a great mom too. Like, I get it, man. B-Matt basically, man, he's made it clear. He just basically just dropped anything he was shooting for when he met Yvonne, and I get it, man. She's a absolute franchise player. Let's see. CJ says good contrast between points of view creates talking points. Yeah, I mean that's the nice way to put it. Like the other part of it would be just that you like. I can't say it on the show. Well, CJ, listen, man, we'll do a Christmas party next year, and then you'll come to it. Hopefully, you and your mom, you and your mom and your dad will both come to it, like you did this year, and I'll tell you then. Like, there's some stuff we need to talk about privately about it. Whale Driver says, my wife doesn't care. She never voted. What? She doesn't vote at all? Oh, my goodness. Wow. I feel like everybody should vote. If you want to vote for Joe Biden, that's fine. I'm not hating. I mean, it's all good. We're here for the brain drain. You know what I mean? I'm here to talk about Auburn and the brain drain and how much I love you guys. I mean, that's what it's really all about. But, yeah, Andrew says the friction creates some steam. Interesting. That's one way to put it. CJ says YouTube terms of service. Got it. I'm just saying, like, I would like to speak to you straight about it, and I would be curious to know what your dad thought about it as well. I mean, I'm not saying he agrees with me or disagrees with me. I would like for him to hear the conversation. That's all I'm saying. Just out of respect, for number 19 and Mrs. 19. Let's see. Turtle says, politics is nothing but Bubba and Vaseline. That switch. Wait, hold on. Politics is nothing but Bubba and Vaseline that switch positions, and we are the fresh meat. Sir? I think I missed that one. I don't understand. Let's see. Well, Driver says agree 100%, but she couldn't tell you anything about it. Absolutely love it, man. Seriously. So, your boy has a master's degree in counseling psychology, which doesn't matter anymore because who gives a fuck? But like, I'm a sports writer now and a message board moderator and a streamer too. But like, one of the things that I really, really enjoy, like one of the things that I just love hearing about, I don't give a shit who it is talking to couples about like how they're set up. You know, like couples that have been together a while, not like some newlyweds. And a lot of marriages go in the shitter like really fast, and I'm not worried about that. But like people who've been married, let's say 25 years, who are making it happen, whether they're doing it with one headlight or they're just good. My wife and I have I can't speak for her, but for me, marriage satisfaction index is through the roof. I love being married to Courtney. We've been married coming up on 26 years, and I'm fucking fired. I would argue I'm more fired up now than I was before. But talking to old married couples about how this worked, how you got this thing working, right? Like, do you guys have the same ideas? Do you have differing ideas? Like, how do you guys kind of handle the differences between you? And that stuff really intrigues me. I absolutely love listening to these stories. I could do it all day. In fact, I do it all day. Just I don't get paid for it. I get paid for it on the bunker. I don't get paid for it at the nursing home. Listen to people talk about. When Mom was in assisted living, there were some couples that were living together that I got to know. That was really cool. And then now they're in the nursing home. It's always one. They're never together, which is kind of sad in a way, but whatever. Let's see. Turtle says, I love Devin and Hunter Cordell on YouTube. A cute couple from Dothan that are hilarious. Holy shit, I'm going to check this out. I don't know what you're talking about. Devin and Hunter. All right, I wrote that down, bro. I'm going to keep an eye out. I think that stuff is incredible. I love watching, like, I'm going to tell you guys, I try to be honest with you guys. I love watching couples, like, stuff on, like, TikTok, like, couples humor or whatever. Like, the Blonde Brewer, they're my favorite TikTok follow. And they're always, like, the guys banging on the girl all the time, but the girl always has a way to get back. And sometimes the girl backs on the guy. Like, I love that. I love couples humor. I absolutely love it. It's my favorite genre. My absolute favorite. Let's see. Solo Tigre says, you're especially fired up since Double A signed off on your old OnlyFans, Old Forester, sub 2 weeks ago. She actually didn't. I don't have that. Did you guys know who I was calling out on that one, though? I don't know if you guys know that. She goes, Old Forester. Like, I'm sorry. OnlyFans, what is that? I was like, it's a site, And I shot my shot. I didn't really get anywhere with that. CDF jumps in with another super chat, says, what's up with Suni Lee? She has a non-gymnastics illness, which I think you guys can figure out what that is. It's the Rona. I don't know that, though. I haven't talked to Jeff about it, nor have I talked to Bridget. By the way, so Jeff Graba is the gymnastics coach. Bridget Graba is the receptionist for all of Auburn basketball, women and men. And Bridget is an absolute legend. Like, Bridget's one of the most incredible people I ever interact with. So, unbelievable. I have not asked her what's going on with Suni Lee, nor would I ever. I just talked to her about just life and stuff. But anyway. CJ is asking about the Lower Alabama shindig. He says, when is it? I'll relay dates to him. Well, we would love to have him. Maybe I could just drive his ass down there. I don't know. We could. Everybody loves the number 19, though. He has a higher Q score than I do. Like, he is the most universally adored person on the bunker, I think. He's so inoffensive. He's pro Auburn. He loves Shane Wasden. No, wait. Is it? Number 19? Is it Shane? Fuck, I can't remember. And also his wife, CJ's mom, is incredible as well. She knows softball. I'll give her that. among other things. She came to our party, our winter party. Let's see, Turtle, adding a little more context on the Cordell thing. Devin Cordell is adorable in her country accent and facial expressions. They have been high school sweethearts since they were 14 and they're 25 now. That sounds great. Fat Crack says, good night, JGT. Got to get some sleep before little man wakes up again. What a stud. Fat Crack, appreciate you, bro. Thanks for jumping on the show and super chatting and just being the legend that you are. So there you go. Let's play a little bit now that you got that little baby out. All right. CJ says, I'm very proud to have him as my dad. I'm grateful he got me into all this madness. Man, yes. Number 19. I mean, I'm in awe of the guy, honestly. And I'm 50 years old. He's probably about my age, honestly. But might be a little younger. His Mrs. CJ, well, CJ's mom, I should say, is a lot younger than me, but it's all good. I really enjoy number 19. I would party with that guy. Actually, I have, but you know what I mean. I like that guy a lot. All right, we're down to the point of the show where there's literally dozens of us, for real. I'm going to watch that YouTube, though, Turtle, of Devin and of Devin Cordell, etc., etc. Bagbam, what's up, bro? This has been a hot minute, JG. I'm going to give you one of these.
Sometimes may be good, sometimes may be shit.
That's how our show goes, depending on how drunk I am. I can't believe it's a Thursday night and I'm this lit. It's pathetic. By the way, I've been drinking this Old Soul. I've been trying to finish the bottle, but I don't think it's going to happen tonight. There's still a lot left. But 109 proof, it's pretty damn good. I would recommend this. In my ABC store at East Chase, they have the Old Soul, the exact bottle I'm drinking tonight. So, yeah, CJ says he's 50. All right. Whew. Thank God. He's a 72 baby, which is what I am, so we're good. And also, you're about the same age as my daughter, who's 20 now, almost 21. So, good. Everything's right on pace. That's what I'm talking about. CDF mentions, somebody was talking about Jabari earlier, saying that he had a great game. It might have been Turtle. I'm not sure who it is. Had 30 and 12, 3-2. Yes, he plays a lot of minutes. CDF, of course, is from the greater Houston area, and he pays attention to the Rockets as a result. And it's awesome because Jabari's getting a lot of floor time. He's not necessarily getting a lot of they don't really have a legendary player to help bring those young guys along. Porter and Jaylen Brown and Jabari are kind of on their own, aren't they? Also, Jay Tate, who's the guy I like a lot. Jay Sean Tate, really, but I call him Jay Tate. They're kind of on their own, but it's cool, man. Let's see. Turtle says JGT is called the Cordell Shorts that are the best, but lengthy videos are great, too. I'm going to definitely be checking out. CJ says his dad's going to be 51 this month. Thank God he's older than me. Heard about your daughter being a game person? A game person? Would love to chat it up about it. Yeah, so she plays, I don't know if you even know these games, but she plays a game called Brawl Stars, which I don't think is a very popular game, but she's really good. She's she's really good at it. I keep telling her to stream it. And she's also been playing Fortnite, which everybody plays. I don't know if she's really good at that. She's pretty good at it. I just don't know the Fortnite world. I'm a FIFA guy and I'm a Call of Duty guy to a little bit of a degree, but really it's more like FIFA. And I was thinking about streaming some FIFA myself. You guys don't give a shit about that. I get it. It would be a whole different deal, but I just thought I'm the oldest FIFA player I ever play against. I always ask people how old are you? And they always tell me I'm 21, 24, 22, 16, 12, whatever. And I'm I'm 50. They're oh my God. So I was thinking about being old man FIFA or whatever and just streaming FIFA too. Not that you guys would care. I wouldn't do it on this channel or anything like that, but a whole separate thing, I thought it'd be funny. But, whatever. I would like to know what number 19 thought about that. By the way, CJ, I'll be turning 51 in May, so that ain't much. Had an incredible 50th birthday last year. Went up to Louisville, drank a little bourbon, hung out with my friends, So you're talking about Brawl Stars. Heard of it. Haven't played it, but seems interesting. Fortnite is my thing. Call of Duty is life for me. Well, specifically, I play Warzone. I only use Call of Duty to level up my guns, and then I go to Warzone. And I would say, I'm just estimating here. I'm not trying to be a badass or anything, but I probably lead my team in kills 4 out of 5 games, something like that. Maybe 9 out of 10. I don't know. When I play with my bunker bros, maybe it's a little bit lower because like Locked On and Double D's are pretty damn good. Actually, Jackson's good too, but yeah, I would CJ, honestly, if you're playing Warzone, dude, hit me up. I'm on Xbox. I don't know how to communicate with you, but maybe I'll send one to your dad's account and tell you how to. Let's get hooked up on Xbox so we can play a little bit. If you're, well, I think we can go multi-platform though. Andrew L jumps in, says enjoyed it. JGT Wardam, good night all with the bourbon emoji. Hey Andrew, I know you've been here the whole night. I appreciate you being here, man. You're one of the dozens who stay with us the whole time. And thank you so much, bro. What an absolute stud. Let's give him an applause for that. I know it's not the first time you've super chatted, and I appreciate you. Ooh, CJ says, correction, he will be 52 this month. He is a 71 baby. Uh-oh. He'll be there eventually. I'll get there eventually. Turtle says, JDT, tell Maddie to build her a PC for gaming, and you are at a huge advantage against people that are playing on PS5 or Xbox. She can build a PC for cheaper than a console, too. So the Brawl Stars is only on like mobile. So she plays that on like her iPad or her phone. Like she's literally sitting there like, I don't know. I've never played it. Oh, CJ says I'm on there as well. I'll DM on the bunker if necessary. Please do. My handle is JG Tate on the bunker. So send me one. I don't know exactly who you are on the bunker, so send me one, and I'm happy to exchange information. So I would love to play with you sometime. Us and the bunks. Yeah, we have a bunch of bunks that play Warzone, honestly, so that's good. On FIFA, I'm by myself, though. Although I played with a guy the other day, I'm 50, and I played with a guy who was 46, and so we were like, I actually messaged him. He had a handle that I could tell what age he was. He was like, I love bitches 76 or something like that. And I was like, bro, were you born in 76? And he was like, yeah, I'm the oldest guy here. I go, and guess what? I'm 50. And so we were going to co-op and stuff. I don't know. Let's see. CJ says he's 19 junior on the bunker. Guys, be sure and follow him. Oh, he's got some good stuff to say, I'm sure. Kanuman says dozens of us. Dozens, bro. There's dozens of us. To be fair, the game ended 2 hours and 32 minutes ago. I mean, or actually, probably more like 2 hours and 45 minutes ago. So it's all good. We're kind of in the late part of this show where we just kind of talk about whatever's going on. But, yeah, it's all good. I think we've talked about it all, though, haven't we? I need to get some hand lotion up in this biatch. All right, so the Auburn Tigers, we don't know. Oh, wait, Chip says 10s and 10s. No, there's more than that, right? Well, technically, 1 million is just 10s and 10s, right? We got like 43,000. That's good. It's a lot. We love to have it. I just love you guys. And the ones who have left us. Wow, Turtle's getting very specific about the kind of PC you can buy. That is too much information for me, bro. I mean, we do this show on an iPad. No, excuse me. iMac Pro. Yes, iMac Pro. With we did an upgrade on the CPU and the GPU, but I don't know what the fuck it is. I don't have any idea. I mean, I'm not very clued in about this stuff. It's an iMac Pro with a 3.2 gigahertz 10-core Intel Xeon W. Our graphics card is a Radeon Pro Vega 56 8 gig with 32 gigs of memory. I don't know if that's a lot or if that's a little. but that's what we're rolling with. And the reason we did that is those of you who have been on the show, Kanuman would certainly count. I don't know if anybody else has been here that long, but we had a show where we just didn't have enough computing power on the daggum show to do the show. And it like kept like failing. It was awful. It was fucking awful, and it was my fault. So we upgraded the computer, and we upgraded our streaming platform, which has been great. Ecamm has been so awesome for us. And I'm so grateful because we would not have been able to buy this computer without your help. And that's the kind of stuff we do with the Super Chat money as well. Just try to upgrade the show, you know? Try to make it better. But, yeah, this iPad Pro has been... what is that again? iMac Pro has been incredible for us. It's been very, very clutch. We've been using this for a while. I wish it would tell me, like, how old, like, when we first started it. But I think it was 2020. I think so. Ravine says he remembers the early days. Yeah, in the very beginning, we did the show on a laptop. Yes, we went from laptop to this, and I'm so stoked that we did. And we couldn't have done it without the Super Chats. There's no way. And Kanuman says it's been rock solid since. Kanuman, do you remember? When we were having all those failures, I said, guys, here's the deal. Because we had a show that like failed out like 6 or 7 times in a show. It was during the quarantine, and I said, guys, this will never happen again. I will solve this problem, and we will get it straight. I promise. We will not stream again until I get it fixed. And it was like 1 week later. New computer, Ecamm, we're good to go. And we only had one problem since then. But, I mean, think about all the shows we've done. We've done 1 million shows since then. Chip says Patrick D buys you a new PC every brain drain. He's been very supportive. That's fair. Ravine says, how hot did that laptop get? Yeah, I just kept my hands off of it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Seriously. Oh, fuck. How can I show you guys a picture of my... I wish I could show you guys a picture of my thing. I think I can. Hold on. Let me see if I can change this. I can probably show you this. Let me change this. Hold on. Yeah. What's up, y'all? Hey. So this is our setup right here. So we got this. Oh, shit. There goes the light. Hold on, guys. You stay there. Sorry, guys. You don't... This fucker just fell down again. God dang it. Our show's going to hell. My light fell down. Sorry. All right, stay there. Don't move. Sorry, guys. My light fell down. Okay, so that's the stream deck where we do like our laughs and stuff. Like here, I hit the laugh button. And we do a TPIR horn. Oh, it was got bourbon there. And then there's our iPad, our iMac, excuse me. That's our big iMac right there. And there's the notes and the bourbon, and that's me, yo. What up, y'all? And then we got the TV, which is not on right now because the game's over. And then we got lights and all that kind of stuff. So that's kind of what we're dealing with here. And then when we have... Oh, there's my drums, by the way. Solo Tigre. If you're looking at it, there's my drums. And then there's where Courtney sits when she's here. Yeah, that's what we do here in the headquarters. And then of course we always have Easy E here because we love Easy E. That guy's an absolute stud. He's the legend of the show, really. He's why we do all this. All right, back to the main thing here. I was glad to show you guys around the studio here. Ravine says Stream Deck is very professional. Yeah. Very professional is something that has not been discussed on our show before, by the way. It's never been said about our show. Let's see. Don Properdickin, our favorite man from Maastricht, Holland, says TD6 V drums in the background. Those are Alesis drums. Alesis. I mean, I just use them. I mean, I'm not great. I mean, Solo Tigre is better than I'll ever be. And, I mean, a bunch of people are. I'm just trying to learn to be better. I want to be, like, average. And I'm never going to get there, but if I can, it'd be great. Let's see. Kanuman says, quote, I wish I could show you guys a picture of my thing, the Commodore, after breaking out lotion. My man. Justin says, do you stream on Twitch? I don't, but I could maybe. I think I could. I think I have the option to do that. The new Ecamm allows me to stream to different places. And I streamed to Facebook a couple times, and I was like, I feel like the YouTube people are my OGs. So there you go. That's kind of how I feel about it. Chip says, love the setup. So cool. It takes so little equipment. It really doesn't take that much, does it? A Stream Deck, the iMac, the TV, cable, and then the lights, and then all the shit behind me. That's really it. But I mean, from technical perspective, yeah, the iMac really does it all. And so when we used to do it on the laptop, like the laptop would be like going, like it was really, really, really. It was, the fans were on. It was getting really hot. Like it was pushed to the absolute limit. I think the iMac is fine with this, even though it's a little bit older. It works great. I mean, a 10-core, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I upgraded it when I bought it. That made a big difference. Let's see. D in Atlanta says, nice job of not accidentally panning the other way and showing the Denton dungeon. My man. Oh, actually, I could probably show over there where the dungeon's at. Hold on, man. Oh, god dang, man. That light wants to fall down is the problem. Let's switch over to this other. Oh, god dang. Let me switch over to this other camera real quick. So, this is. Oh, god dang, my bad. Sorry, guys. There's the old soul we've been drinking. That is delicious. Up there is my picture. Oh shit! Of the Hall of Fame, the first two baseball Hall of Fames right there. We can talk about that later if we need to. And then we got a lot of like stuff down here, like the Atari, the guitars from the Guitar Hero stuff that we had. Some other shit that Courtney's come up with. That Buffalo Trace like barrel top. We've been trying to figure out a way to put that in the show, but we haven't gotten there yet. Obviously, the Maker's Mark Alabama thing is pretty cool. The ukulele that I played for Jason Campbell, and did that show with him not too long ago. The Rivals.com swag, and then, of course, all the stuff you guys see in the background. I mean, oops, sorry, I'm in the background now, but a lot of cool stuff in here, man. I don't know. Just kind of giving you guys a tour of the I always have to have a one of these. Calculator is always good. And then, of course, the lovely pictures of the administrative assistant, and then notes, and then other stuff. The Stream Deck is crucial, though. Yeah, that's an important part of the process. We always got some Blantons just in case of emergency, and we also got some Willet back there in case of emergency. And then Easy E, we love him. Grand National, this is kind of a good story right here, though. Grand National is a car I drove in high school. It's a Buick turbocharged 3.8 liter V6, and this is the badge off of that car. Yeah. I just took it before we sold it, and I was like, I don't know what happened. I was very proud to have that car. Very, very proud. So it's been a pleasure showing you guys around my thing here. We already saw that, so it's old news. Yeah, so there we go. That's a trip around the area here that I work in. Word. Let's see. Kanuman says the iMac is a beast of a machine. The MacBook Pros, the M-Class chips could probably handle it too. Curve changing, incredible. I've thought about switching this, but going to like a iMac Mini. No, a Mac Mini. Excuse me. But I mean, this works great, and also I appreciate you guys helping us get that done. Because I was panicked at the time, and we got the super chats come through, and we got it done. And I wasn't sure what I was like. I don't know. Justin C says, "What's your main camera?" The main camera is the camera on the iMac, which has been really, really good for me. I thought about buying an extra camera, or whatever, like using a Sony or a Canon, whatever. But I mean, this one's been really good. It's the one that comes on the iMac, and it's in 1080, so I mean that's good. I don't know. Daniel P. What's up, bro? AKA Metal Fan 25 on the bunker says, you probably discussed this already. Where do you see us seated at JG? 10. I would say that Auburn's going to be a 10 seed in the tournament. And there is an outside chance, Metal Fan, that they could be in the first four in Dayton. They like to kind of do that, switch it up a little bit. Maybe it's an 11. There'll be some 16 seeds that play there, but also they like to switch it up and move some 10s or 11s there. They could put Auburn as an 11. I mean, I don't know. I mean, Auburn's not been great here lately. So, I don't know. The way the NCAA likes to mess around with BP, I think that could be a possibility, but I mean, we'll just kind of see how it goes. Chip says, would have never guessed that as far as using the iMac camera as my default camera. Yeah. He says, keep that cam. No need to upgrade that. Justin C says, wow, looks great. Again, so grateful for all the folks that have super chatted. I mean, we bought this in 2020, but we couldn't have done it without y'all. And at that point, I was really struggling because I was on a laptop. I didn't have anything. So now we have good equipment. And even though this is a little bit older, it's still really good. And I don't need anything more than that. The honest truth. Kanuman says, showing y'all around my thing. I've been really happy with this thing. And I'm seriously, because I do a lot of the bunking. I come up here. I'm upstairs in my house. I come up here and do it on here. I still have an iPad Pro that my mom got me for my birthday last year that I do a lot of my bunking on downstairs. But up here is what I use. And even though it's a little bit older technology, it's really, really good. And I'm grateful to you guys for making that happen, for real. All right. Do we need to wrap it up, guys? Courtney's given me the wrap it up sign like twice already. She's probably asleep again, honestly. The Dentone Dungeon. I love it. Yeah, we probably need to wrap it up. So here's what we're going to do. So the next show will be for the NCAA tournament. Do we need to do a Selection Sunday show? That's the question. Do we need to do a show for that? We probably should. Honestly. Maybe we should just do a show, like live stream it. We can watch the show together and like figure out where they're going, and then we can talk about it, and I can kind of Ken Palm it or whatever. If you guys are still available for that, it's going to be on Sunday. Some of you guys may not be available for that, but I still love you if you're not here. Ravine says, I don't think your ROI is worth upgrading at the moment. Ravine, that means a lot to me. You saying that, bro, thank you. I tend to agree, but I'm not an expert. Whale Driver says, is it okay if the dozens of us left tell you that you're a stud, that you are a legend? I am not a stud, nor am I a legend. Oh, let me give you one of these. You guys are the studs and legends. I just sit here and push buttons and talk. So I appreciate you guys being here. If you guys weren't here, I would have nada. Absolutely fucking nada. I would have absolutely nothing. So I'm so glad you guys are here. CJ jumps in with a super chat and says, we definitely should. Okay. Done deal. Sunday, Super Selection Sunday. We will be here. I'm not going to be at Steel Panther, like for real. I thought about it, but I'm not going to do it. I've seen Steel Panther like 5 times, so I'm good. I mean, I'd love to see him again, particularly with Spider now instead of Lexi, but it's all good. I mean, I'm here. I love you guys. Maybe, well, I say we could listen to Steel Panther, but if we do that, I'll get a copyright strike, and I don't really have much of a defense on that one, so I don't care. Turtle says, everyone remember to fill out your brackets for the tournament. # free money. My man, what's up? And, so we'll do Selection Sunday we'll do it live here. We'll just do it live here. We'll start when the show starts, and then we'll just kind of see where Auburn goes. And then we'll talk about the teams that Auburn's going to play. Maybe we'll have like Stoltze or B-Matt or Henry or whoever, Caleb, on the show. We'll talk about it. Or maybe we'll talk about other stuff too. We can talk about, Yvonne being awesome or whatever. I don't know. I like having fun, man. I feel like I've got this ability to kind of like talk to you guys about whatever you guys want to talk about. I don't get like all weirded out when we get off topic or whatever. We did the whole quarantine together. I feel like most of the people who are here on the stream right now, we did the quarantine together. We can talk about stuff when there weren't any sports. Like, You know, I mean, we're kind of on the same wavelength, so it's all good. Let's see. Chip says, thanks, JGT. Nice break between long work days. Chip, I know there's been some other people that have worked a lot of long days, but Chip, really, I know a little bit about what he's doing, and people are really relying on him, too. So the Tigre says, you get 3 strikes, what's the matter? Can't defend the plate on an 0-1 count, my man.
I don't like to jerk off.
No, don't do that. That's not your fault.
Jerk off behavior, and I don't like you. Jerk off. Do I make myself clear?
There we go. Opposition touchdown. I didn't mean to hit that one. I did, though. Kaduman says, let's talk about random crap. It's the best. We're at 42 viewers. We're doing good. 42,000, I should say. Daniel P says, way back drains were the best. Let's give an applause for that. Daniel P, a Metal fan, you were a big part of that, too. I appreciate you guys. But, yeah, I mean, dude, it's Thursday night. You know, we got shit to do. So, on Sunday, we're going to go back. Whenever the show starts, you might know better than I do. The show starts maybe 6 o'clock, something like that. Kaduman says, you have an incredible gift for that. You're very nice to say that. Really, all that matters, we have 45 of us that are good to do that, and we're all good. Yeah, that's what I think. So here's what we'll do. We'll wrap the show up now. We'll chill on Friday. Okay? I'm not even going to watch the SEC tournament. I don't give a fuck. I'm done with it. I'm not going to watch any basketball. Saturday, I'm going to hang out with Courtney. We'll be good. I'm going to probably watch some softball. Auburn's got softball at Georgia Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm going to watch some of that. But Caleb will probably write about it. Sunday, we'll be back for the show, and then we'll talk about it at that point. Okay? CJ says he'll do his best to tune in. I know CJ's a working man. I'm familiar with what CJ does for a living, and I appreciate his work for all of us. Although I don't necessarily... I don't know what to say. Blake R says, I fell asleep and I see the drain is still going. That is what I love to see right there. I fell asleep and the show is still going. If we went 8 more minutes, we would probably go 3 hours. I'm just saying. Nah, fuck it. We're not. All right, so I'll see you guys Sunday for the show. We'll do this together. We'll find out together. We will discuss this together. We'll do Ken Palm. We'll do net. We'll do all that kind of stuff. And hopefully, by then, I'll figure out how to share my screen with you guys, which I have not done yet. But we will do that. And so when I'm talking about stats and stuff, you guys can see what I'm looking at. Okay, that'd be awesome. Anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap it up there. Seriously, it's 11:10. CJ says, order some pizza. You could absolutely request me to deliver it. Okay, here's the deal. I need you to send me a DM. My name is JT Tate on the Bunker. And tell me where you work. I forgot, dude. I'm sorry. We haven't had you. It was Denton's mom and dad that had you. And how I can request you, because I will do that. I'm not a big consumer of the particular... Oh, you said pizza. I'm not a big consumer of pizza, but I will do it because I love you. And I love your mom and your dad, too. And I love what you bring here. Everybody's saying 1 a.m. We cannot go to 1 a.m. on a Tuesday, you guys. For real. Come on now. We just can't do it. So I will see you guys on Sunday. Here's what I want you guys to do in the interim, okay? Make some great decisions, whatever that means, okay? Let's all eat pizza. I love pizza. And I want you guys to be awesome and kick ass this weekend. I will see you guys on Sunday. Until then, keep your feet on the ground. Keep reaching for the stars. I love you guys. Peace.